All right, guys. So I'm not at my normal computer, and so I'm doing my best. Hold on. There we go. So how does the mic sound? I just changed the mic. Let me make sure. Okay, headphones are working good. Sorry, we're running a little bit late. We're also on a different internet connection here. I'm not home right now, so my bad, guys. It looks like my swing trades are going to be doing kind of good right now. Hold on. Let me check these real quick. I'm going to put just me up here for a second. Hold on. How you guys doing today, guys? Market's green today, right? I glanced at it on my phone, but the market's green today, right? Look green to me. Hold on, I'm putting TOS up. It's been a while since I opened it up on this computer, and so I'm just trying to make sure it's not gonna like show you guys anything. Yeah, you gotta put it in privacy mode. Okay, hold on, wait. There we go. All right, we should be good then. Let me put this back up. Forgive me, guys. Bear with me. We're working. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. That'll have to work today. I mean, we got some stuff up. You can see Disney here looking great. You can see Google here looking less good, but still good. You know, Disney. We got SPY up. And let me get some music on. Hold on one second. I haven't even had a sip of coffee yet, bro. So bear with me, team. All right, there we go. We're in. All right, I'm going to do this. Let me know if you can hear the music when I do this, okay? Can you hear the music? Yeah, today we got CB consumer confidence. We got also, let me know if there's any lag. There shouldn't be, but let me know if there is. Good. Hey, what's up, Para? CEI 1 for 50 reverse split, bro. I didn't even know CEI was still even around, man. You love to see it, man. On Disney, we're up again today, too. Google, we're technically up a little bit today, too. But man, I'm glad Disney, Google bounced all the way back. What happened with Tesla? Whoa. Tesla drug, like, look at Tesla here. What happened? Did I miss Tesla yesterday? What happened with this? Huge red day, man. Tesla's going to implement hiring freeze and new rounds of layoffs, according to Electric. So hiring freeze, maybe people are going to be optimistic about that. Yeah, I mean, I've been telling people the problem with Tesla. Worst week, sold COSM just before, sold CEI options yesterday. WTF, done listening to others from now on, doing my thing only. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you this though, Kevin. CEI's gap up here. So you might look at CEI right now and be like, oh my gosh, it gapped up from 8 cents to 440s. It doesn't mean it's strong. You know, like if you bought, I'll put it this way. If you bought an option, if you bought a call option at say 10 cents or 15-cent call option, which is generous because that's double what CEI was yesterday, right? Say you bought a 16-cent, call option that you would have to make 100% on, you would still be down money in that option. With reverse splits, it's not actual strength. Like the reason the stock went from 8 to 441 or 445 or $5, the reason the stock went from 8 to 550 is because probably they had to, because if they didn't, they did what's called a reverse split, which means that they're going to consolidate share. It means they're going to consolidate shares, and they're going to take, they're going to reduce the amount of shares in the float. But it doesn't mean that the stock is now more valuable at $5 than it was at 8 cents. It doesn't mean anything. So you wouldn't have actually made money, and it's actually gapped down a little bit from where the reverse split is. And so my point in all of this is that it's not a strength move. Like CEI is not strong because of this reverse split. They probably had to do it because they were probably threatened to get delisted. There's minimum NASDAQ listing requirements for companies like CEI that are consolidating and sitting under 8 cents, under 10 cents a share. Eventually, they're going to get delisted and go to the OTC market if they don't manipulate their price to make it above a certain price, right? But this is not a strength move. This is a desperate move. The company's not actually more valuable now. It just means there's less shares out there for it, just to put it into perspective. So it's not, a lot of new traders will see a reverse split happen and they'll assume that it gapped up from 10 cents to $5. That's not what happened at all. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's actually a very weak move because the company has to consolidate shares in order to make the price. They're basically taking every 10 shares here and they're turning it into one. What was it? A 1 for 50 reverse split? Chad, help me out. What kind of reverse split is this? Somebody said it earlier. Mark. Yeah, it's a 1 for 50. So they're taking every 50 shares and they're squeezing them into one share. That is why it gapped up 50 times what it was. And it's probably because the company's desperate. There's a funny story. There's a funny story. Yeah, there's a funny story of when I first started trading and I was buying options on like Webull or Robinhood. And what I did, number one, my voice usually sounds like this. Like I kind of have a nasally voice, to be honest. My voice is usually like this, number one. Number two, I have a little bit of a cold. My nose is stopped up and I'm traveling and, but regardless, funny story. When I first started trading, I had a stock that did exactly what CEI just did. It gapped up. It wasn't a 50 to 1, which is an even weaker sign. The fact that they had to do a 50 to 1 split is even weaker. But I had a company do this. It was like a 10 to 1 split or a 20 to 1 split, right? And so I look at the stock I had options in. I had options on the stock, and it's all of a sudden it's 20x. What I originally paid. In terms of like the strike price. And so I'm thinking I'm rich. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I'm rich. I just made 20 times my money. I called my dad and I was like, hey dad, will you loan me a couple $1,000 so I can fulfill this option? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to make all this money. And then eventually somebody told me exactly what I'm telling Kevin right now, which is that this is not actually a move. Like you're not actually going to be able to make the money. They're going to correct it. They're going to give you, it's going to be worth exactly the same as it was before. The price just changes. And so it's kind of a buzzkill, kind of burst my bubble a little bit. But again, remember guys and new traders, reverse splits are not strength. They did not gap up that whatever huge percentage this is. This is not a strength gap up. This is a consolidation of their shares. And so the price of the stock goes up because there's less shares in the float now. But it does not mean that the company is worth more, that this is a strong move. In fact, the only reason companies generally have to do reverse splits, strong companies will do regular splits. So they'll lower their price so investors can buy more, like Tesla, Amazon lately, all that stuff. The only companies that do reverse splits like this specifically are companies that are struggling and don't want to get delisted to go to the pink sheets. Okay, just to put this into perspective. No, that 5,000% move, Kevin, you would not have made a penny from that move, bro. This is a reverse split. This is not strength. This is not a 5,000% gap up or whatever it is. This is a consolidation of shares by a desperate company, and they do not actually pay you. Like if you had options, you would not have made that huge percentage on it. You would be worth. They would instead. This is what they would do. They would take every 50 shares you own, and they would replace it with 1 share of CEI now. So they would take 50 shares that you own. Say you own 50 shares exactly. They would take those 50 shares and they would give you 1 share to compensate for it, right? Again, this is not a strength move. It's actually gapping down from the $5 price point. And so, yeah, it's not a strength move, man. Trust me, I did the exact same thing. I had some options. I thought I was rich. Not true. They correct it. They give you the equal amount of shares after the split, man. Sorry, bro. Hey, well, do your thing, Zach. Do your thing, bro. John, what is your take on the Tesla move? Man, I think Tesla looks bad, man. I've been saying it for days, bro. I think Elon's making some mistakes here. I think him buying Twitter was a good move, but I think if he can't, like, okay, if you're running a public company like Tesla, there's a few understood things that you should have in your head, right? One of those understood things should be that you kind of stay neutral. You have neutral and right? You stay neutral regarding controversy. You know why? Is because politics and controversy can be polarizing and divisive. If you're selling things to consumers and you need a certain percentage of the consumers to buy up your products, the worst thing you could do is take hard-edged stances on super polarized, divisive, controversial topics. And that's precisely what Elon has done. And since then, Tesla stock has basically tanked. When the whole market was ripping up, like everything else was going up. SPY, Disney, my Google and Disney trades are doing great today. We're up hundreds on those. But Tesla just tanked. And again, he's taken really polarized, controversial topics, and he's being really, outspoken regarding them, and it's just hurting his company. I've been saying this. I think it's a bad move. I think you got to, if you're Elon, you got to be neutral. It's kind of good news, bad news. The good news is that he bought Twitter. The bad news is that he bought Twitter. And now Tesla, it's falling down, man, at 130s. Right. Yeah. Honestly, Kevin, you should feel better, bro. Because you didn't miss out on some big payday for CEI. Like I said, research holding options with a reverse split. Like, you'll see exactly what I'm saying is true, which is that, like, if you own 50 shares, if it's a 50-to-1 split, right, and you hold 50 shares, then they're going to take every 50 shares that you own, and it's a reverse split. So instead of splitting shares up into more shares, they're taking shares and consolidating them. That's what a reverse split is, just for everybody at home. You have a split, which, as the name suggests, say you do a 2-to-1 or a 1-to-2 split, right? So say you take Tesla at 500, you break it into halves, you split it, and now you have, twice the float with half the price, right? You got 250 per share. You have two. And so if somebody's holding one share of Tesla pre-split at $500 and they do a 1-to-2 split, then instead of holding one share at $500, you're now going to hold two shares at $250 each, and so forth and so on, right? That's called a regular split. A reverse split is the opposite. It's when they consolidate shares, right? So with CEI, you hold 50 shares of CEI, you now own one share of CEI. And the options market is going to compensate the pricing as well. It's not strength. It's not an actual strong move, man. Again, a lot of new traders think it is. It's not. Unfortunately, for anybody holding CEI, this is not actual strength. It's just bad news, really. Elon was controversial back when Tesla was going to the moon. What is the difference now? The difference now is he's taking a hard-nosed stance on one political side, which is that's the problem. Again, at very best, Elon Musk, by being really hard-nosed, right person, he's going to ostracize at least 30%. I would say is probably higher than that. Like, you got to look at Tesla, a tech company, an EV company that has historically pushed for better environmental impacts on the world. How much of his consumer base do you think, was not on the right? Probably a pretty decent percentage, man. You think they still want to sit on a Tesla? Probably not. And so that's going to make this company lose consumers. It's going to make them lose supporters. It's going to make them lose value. And that should be an obvious consequence of that. And again, I've been preaching this for a while now. You got to be neutral if you're Elon, man. If you're selling things to consumers, you have to be neutral. If you're not neutral, well, the market will react to it. Here, I'm going to put this up real quick while I put my Telegram up before... fix it. All right, there we go. But yeah, Tesla down, Disney looking good, man. Approaching those highs from yesterday. And again, just understand, guys, like, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with anything. Like, it's his company, he can do whatever he wants. I'm just looking at it. If I was a CEO of a publicly traded company that sold things to consumers, you know, you just gotta be careful, man. Yeah, COSM. A lot of people talk about COSM. Let's take a look. Yeah, COSM's been ripping up. I mean, it's just really volatile, though. So, like, yeah, it's ripping up now, but it was at 2380s, and there's a lot of people that bought this thing, like, way over here that are now stuck from this huge drop. And so it's like, yeah, COSM is up, but in the grand scheme of the huge move it's made. Your beard is real? You think my beard is fake, bro? I need to shave this thing, man. Of course my beard's not fake. Yeah. You've said it many that you disagree. Yeah, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. What I'm responding to is the drops in Tesla. Like, again, there's a obvious consequence here. And I mean, I think these are the type of things that you have to do if you're going to trade shorter term. Like, if you're not going to invest, I mean, even if you invest, these are the type of conversations you have to have with yourself in terms of, like, hey, are these reasonable long-term holdings? I've said many times that, like, I like Tesla cars. I'm kind of a Tesla fanboy. Like, I love the cars. I might get one day still, even through all this. So it's not like I just hate them. I like Teslas, man. I want a Tesla Plaid, 9.2 seconds, quarter mile stock. That's pretty fast, man. 0 to 60 in like 2.2 seconds. Sounds great. But am I holding Tesla long term? No. And this is why. And maybe there's some value down here at 130s, 140s. That's an argument that we could, that's potential. Maybe there's some value down here. There could be. I think it was the recount and name change. It could be the mix-up with the reverse split. The problem with our opinions is that we don't know the bigger picture in Elon's world. 100%. I mean, we're only speculating, but I mean, that's what the stock market is, Like, we don't know what Elon's planning on doing, and maybe he does some big stuff. Like I said, I really don't know. I think it's, again, I've said a lot of negative things. I could say some positive things now. I think him diversifying into Twitter was good. I think if you're Elon and you're letting most of your net worth sit on Tesla stock, a very volatile company, it's usually the right move to diversify into something else, and diversifying into a social media platform like Twitter, a big money-making social media platform, is probably a good move, as long as he can stop himself from, yeah, we could do a poll. What's up, Dylan? Yeah, I think diversification, if you're Elon, is the right move, And Tesla cars are great, man. They're super fast. I think EVs are the future. I think that, I think that electric vehicles are simply more efficient than gas-powered vehicles. They're faster stock. They're easier to give speed to. without, craziness. The ride is much smoother relative to gas-powered vehicles going pretty fast speeds. The gas mileage is objectively better. So I mean, Teslas are cool. It was about what is Frank? Twitter is our news. Yeah, 100%. It was about egg. Okay, what stocks are good ones to watch this morning? Well, I mean, I think if you look at the broader market today, hey buddy, here I'm working, bro. Nope. You can't be squirreling around in here, bro. Okay? Huh? Yeah, go talk to your mom, dude. Now you realize though, buddy, it's 5:45, 5:50 in the morning, right? What are you doing up? It's not even 6 a.m. yet, buddy.
They fell off the bed.
You fell off the bed? Well, why don't you go try to go back to sleep, dude?
I can't.
Alright, I kind of understand, I guess. Alright, buddy. Just don't wake everybody up.
Can I play
Kimmy's
the
already
iPad?
up. Papa will be getting up in a little bit,
Can
but
I
don't.
play the iPad?
Ask your mom, bro, not me.
Okay.
I love you. Close that door. My son. But yeah, so a lot of stuff bounced yesterday, including like the broader market here. SPY up to 380s, looks good. Pump it back up. And I told people we were a little bit extended on the downside yesterday. We were just down so much yesterday. Yeah, right now in Texas, it is 5:55 a.m. It's 7 a.m. in New York, really, right now. The real is you have 6-7 suited in the big blind, and there is a raise and a call. What do? You fold. Well, it depends on how much. Is it just if you're in the big blind and there's a raise and a call, and it's just a minimum min raise, then you could probably call it and do the fly. You could also squeeze that hand depending on your table presence and what it looks like. You could squeeze that hand and try to do a 3-bet and bluff everybody off. If there was a raise and then another raise, then you certainly want to fold. But like it's going to be a certain percentage of time you flat, certain percentage of time you squeeze. That's really kind of the move there. Certain percentage of time you fold, depending on like if you're in a bubble tournament situation or something like that. That's kind of that's what I would do at least. But it depends on table presence, really. Hey, what's up, Al? Hey, this coffee is good. Yeah, you can squeeze and 3-bet, With Jack King. Yeah, I don't know if you're just trolling with the wordplay or you're genuine question. All right, team. So yeah, SPY's up, Disney's up, Google is up. Has the market reached capitulation yet? Yesterday felt like it. Yeah, I mean yesterday, the day before. I don't know what happened just there. Looks like my internet's a little choppy. I could try to run it with my phone too. If we get too laggy, guys, let me know. I can try to hit it with my Bluetooth phone. Let me know if we get too laggy. Are we lagging at all, guys? I saw us go out for a split second. I got 102 out of 1240 at the win, 200K cash for 1100. Nice, Frank. Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, I love poker, bro. I'm pretty solid at it. I mean, I think I'm good at it. I'm a winning player long term, so like I'm okay, you know. Yeah. Frank. Yeah, I don't know, man. Never if you act like that, bro. We still got almost 200 in here. All right, guys. Hey, how you guys doing? All right, guys. So market's up there. Disney over 87s, almost to 88s, man. And again, we had this dip buzz. Worked really well, man. Worked really well. All right. Market's been pumping up for the last day or so. Do we continue to bounce today? We're going to do a poll real quick here, too. Bear with me, guys. Hold on. Yeah, we're going to do a poll here real quick. Bear with me. Let's do it. I'm aiming to be top 3 today. Hey, do you, bro? Does the market keep bouncing today? Yes. SPY at 382s. Little bounce today, maybe even Tesla. Hey, I think so. Yeah, I'm not in the office today, man. I'm not home right now, team. So my apologies. We are not home. You know. Sheesh, bro. Sorry, guys. Working on something here. Let me see if I can. Oh, man, this is a pain in the butt, dude. Like, I try not to curse on stream, but y'all don't think I'm like Beaver Cleaver over here, okay? Like, gosh darn, you know? Play some 20 pot limit Omaha double board. Pot at the win late night super degen, $50 on deal with. Yeah, man, I'm not a big PLO player. There's too much variance. Like, honestly, the Hold'em variance will get to me sometimes. But PLO is even more variance filled, so it's just kind of tough to play. But yeah, SPY is up here. Let's see what the poll states. Looks like 70% of people say yes. I hope we bounce. Again, you guys know me. I bought some. I'll show you my P&L today, right now, like I do. Feels good, man. We were up about 150 alone just in pre-market today. Like I said, guys, we bought these dips, and we're green and everything right now. Here's the P&L right now today. We are up currently about $150. So we are up about 150 bucks, 149.50s. So yeah, nice little day here. We're gonna let everything work, let everything continue here. Hey, what's up, Beach? Yeah, that's basically me. That's basically me. Gosh darn. I curse so much more. I curse so much more off stream. I try not to curse on stream. I don't know why I don't curse on stream. Would you guys really be mad if I did? You know? But I think when I curse, like, I curse a lot. And so it's like, you know. Yeah, I mean, we're going to let my swing trades work. These are swing trades. So these are day trades. We might day trade. But lately, my day trading here has thrown off my swing trades. You know, we did a poll. Swear jar. All right, we got 57 votes. 64% say yes. The market bounces today. 36% says no. We don't really have any data dropping big today. We got some earnings coming out today. So we got, let me figure out how to do this a little bit better. There we go. We got Carnival Cruise dropping at 9:15 Eastern time. So 15 minutes before the bell, Carnival Cruise drops their earnings. We have Rite Aid that just dropped their numbers. So Rite Aid numbers are out, I think. Let me make sure this is Rite Aid. So I think Rite Aid numbers did just drop. Rite Aid is RAD, R-A-D. Rite Aid posted, yeah, they're out. They just dropped. They posted a third quarter loss of $67 million. Third quarter revenue of $6.08 million. What was their expectations here? All right, so they had higher than expected rev. What was their EPS? 14-cent loss per share. All right, so Rite Aid did better. They had a 14-cent loss per share when they thought they were going to lose 31 cents. And then they had better than expected sales revenue as well. So, yeah, they're gapping up. So Rite Aid is gapping up here. Up to 470s. I mean, it's not really a big move, but healthcare kind of pharmacy stock, retail to a certain extent as well. Better than expected numbers here. We also have Carnival Cruise, CCL, dropping their earnings today as well, about 15 minutes before the bell. We can watch that. Aside from that, like, we've got Canadian CPI dropping at 8:30. That'll be relevant and interesting to watch. I don't know how much it'll really move markets, but it'll be important to pay attention to. So we'll see what we get if that's good. Yeah. Do we rip today, guys? Bounce today? Yes, no? Maybe so. Tesla. Will Tesla bounce today? I guess is another real question. It's at about 140, just under 140 right now. Do you guys think it bounces today? I don't know. It's kind of cold in here, bro. This coffee is really good. It's like peppermint mocha or something. It's good. I'm actually on a pool table right now. All right, Disney at 87.50s. Honestly, it sounded kind of gross, but like it's kind of good. CEI, yeah, CEI just did a reverse split though. You know. Yeah, I mean, I think Tesla's probably a little extended on the downside. I haven't even glanced at Twitter today. What's Twitter looking like? Oh, I do have one. Okay. Anything new that I missed? Nike good earnings. Yeah, Nike flying up with positive earnings at 115.80s after earnings yesterday. All right, guys. Yeah, Nike flying up. All right, guys. So yeah, Nike flew up here. Should I open 3 charts? I might want to here. We can put the dollar index up as well here. We don't really have any data dropping like we normally do today. Tomorrow's when all the data starts. Today will probably be a little bit slower. Yeah. Good day, Zach. Have a good day, sir. Yeah, Zach's blocked. He's just out of here. There's no reason to keep him here. Could be a bot for all I know. Yeah, so I'm looking at Twitter here. Yeah, I'm looking at kind of some people connected with Atlas just trying to distance themselves. Like, listen, man, one of the things is like, just because you associate with some people, like, doesn't mean that you're bad. Like, you're never gonna be able to vet everybody perfectly. Like, you're not gonna. It's very difficult in this game to figure out who's real and who's not. And so, if you were friends with them, you can't get mad at somebody just for being friends with them. All right, Dixie moving up. This is probably going to drag the market down here. So you see the dollar index pop here. You can put the SPY up as well. Pulling back a little bit. We could buy the dip, but we're just going to wait, I think. No reason to push. Get the 200 EMA up. Time bets off. Yeah. You think Tesla curing jobs? Any thoughts about Canadian CPU? Yeah, the reason we banned Zach is just because he's a bot. He was posting the same thing over and over and over again without anything else. First time he posted, we were like, okay, that's cool, man. Then he just kind of kept saying it over and over and over again. So he's almost certainly a troll. Like, we're supportive of everybody here, we're tolerant of everybody in that way. Bro, keeps happening, man. This keeps happening, bro. StreamYard is crappy, dude. Like, StreamYard needs to get their stuff together, bro, because, like, their system keeps crashing here. How long has it been down? Yeah. Let me know how it is, though. We're back. But yeah, again, we're the internet's a little bit slow. We're gonna have to figure something else out after today, probably. 1 to 2 minutes. All right, cool. That's not that bad. All right, what's FedEx doing? How did FDX do yesterday? I know Nike killed it with earnings. How did FDX do? So FedEx did good. Cramer said he's buying FedEx here. Oh no. How is Cramer really getting affected by this? Hey, what's up, SPAC? Yeah, Cramer. Y'all can hear the music, right? You should be able to. Yeah, we don't really have much else coming out today in terms of like stuff. All the big stuff drops tomorrow. Yeah, Cramer said he likes FTX. What does that mean? You can hear the music, guys, right? Music's good. Blizzard plays. What is Activision? Blizzard here. ATVI. It's too dull, man. There's just not enough movement here. Again, we're just gonna sit on everything. I mean, we're in Disney, we're in Google right now. I'm also in AMC, but like AMC is just looking worse and worse and worse as time goes on. And I'm just sitting in it, but trying to be patient. Yeah, so do you think Cramer is genuinely like nervous about how he's being seen lately? Like Cramer, he has to like, okay, so just to put this into perspective, right? And I kind of pity Cramer. I feel bad for him right now, man. I mean, I know he's very wealthy and makes tons of money, and I understand that. But like with Cramer right now, you guys really got to understand, like he is probably nervous because his entire image is just kind of going, like it's going, like anybody and everybody's following this joke. Even Binance, even literally Binance, and Cramer came out in support of Binance. Cramer said he liked Binance, and then sure enough, what happens is that Binance is like, no, don't leave our name out. And so even Binance is like, Cramer, stop. And again, the more he does it, the worse it is. His Cramer's image completely ruined. I mean, and Cramer made a few bad decisions. One of them is going against the meme companies. The second one is he just made some bad picks, man. You know, he made some bad, noteworthy picks. And so, what do you guys think? Is Cramer done? Is it time for him to retire, or what do you guys think? I saw him go on CNBC like a few months ago, and he was legitimately like tearing up on CNBC because he said his image. He even like publicly apologized. So like he seems like he's taking it to heart. If you're Cramer, I think the only thing you can really do is just troll everybody from now on. You turn yourself into just a massive troll. Like that's the only reasonable like way to respond to that is you just turn yourself into a massive troll. You just start trolling everybody. You embrace the hate, you embrace the trollish stuff, and you just kind of you pivot is what you got to do if you're Cramer. If you keep trying to give out stock picks, they're going to keep getting made fun of. Everybody's going to continue to make fun of you. And so I think if you're Cramer, you got to pivot and just turn into a huge troll. That's what I would do. Yeah, for sure. Humble, 100%. Humble said, don't feel bad. I lost money on his calls years ago. He pumped junk companies to benefit Wall Street, 100%. I mean, like I said, people always say, oh, Cramer's never right. Cramer's never right. And I told people, like, Cramer's never right because he's getting from these institutions. But, like, with everything going on now, I do think that that it might start to dry up. Yeah, will Google buy DraftKings though? The real problem with Cramer is that, like, relative to his following, he doesn't have that much. He doesn't have that much like engagement. He really doesn't. Like, this dude's got 2 million followers, and like each post he might get like 50 comments, 40 comments. Like 50 likes. 50 likes, give or take. 2 retweets. Just to put it in perspective, you look at my YouTube channel, right? How many likes do we get on these YouTube videos? Right now, we've got 60 likes. So we've got and generally we get about a couple hundred likes per stream. Speaking of that, guys, don't be stingy. Hit the like button now, dude. John, never really thought what your job was like dealing with all of us. I'm 63 years old. Like your style. Yeah, thanks, Max. If you're not a troll, bro, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a tough job, man. I mean, it's all right. Like, I'm very blessed. Like, we get trolls and people, and they think they're getting to me sometimes. But, like, the reality of it is, I make so much money doing this, and I genuinely enjoy doing it. Like, I'm really living my dream, man. Like, I can make good money sitting here talking about the stock market every day. And then usually I'm done working by like 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning. And I can visit with my family and hang out with my family and see and watch my kids grow. Like, it really is a beautiful thing, So very blessed to be in the situation. And I appreciate you guys. And that's why, like, I'm not going to sell a course. Like, I'm just going to put everything out there for free because I don't need to sell a course. Like, we make enough money without selling courses here. We really do, and I appreciate you guys. Couldn't do it without you also. Cheers to you guys. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, dollar index is moving up a little bit. We'll see if the SPY bounces here or what happens. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Hey, what's up, Dylan? Dollar index is breaking highs right now. Look at the pop over highs here. I need my Epic pen. I missed my pen. I had like a pen that I could draw stuff on my regular computer. Would you rather have $50 million at age 70 or $5 million now? Oh, $5 million now, really obviously. $5 million now, like it's 70, bro. That's like 50 years away from me. 40 years, 40 something years. So yeah, listen, give me the $5 million now. I could throw that in an index fund and make, close to that. And keep some. I could probably throw 3 to 4 million in an index fund, keep $1 million, and by the time I'm 70, that 3 to 4 million with compound interest is going to be worth much more than 70 million, or much more than 50 million. Oh yeah, for sure. Give me the 5. You always take the lump sum. If you ever win the lottery, guys, and it's genuinely an IQ test. Okay, you win the lottery. You never take the payments. You never take the payment plans. It's genuinely a lottery. It's an IQ test. All right. If you take the lump sum and you put it into index funds and you sit, okay, you will make so much more than the deferred payments, right? And the deferred payments are so sketchy because it's like you don't know how long you're living, right? So the lottery is saving so much money for the dumb people that pick the payment plan instead of the people who take the lump sum, because some of them are going to pass away early. Some of them are going to they're not going to take full advantage of it, right? Like saying you got to live 30 or 40 years to get it. The lottery hopes somebody picks that option because that's going to save them so much money. That's where the lottery really makes money. And so you always take the lump sum. You take the lump sum, you put it in an index fund and use compound interest, and you'll be fine. If you really want payments, like you could take the lump sum and stick it into dividends and make more than they're going to pay you monthly anyway. So it just doesn't make sense to take the monthly payments ever in that situation for the lottery. You always take the lump sum, and then you could always, like 30, 40 years, people underestimate how much you can do with investing, just pure investing, not day trading or swing trading, but just pure investing. People underestimate how much you can run up your money in those periods of time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends. Smart people don't buy lottery tickets for sure, 100%. Unless it's certain situations. Like smart people don't buy lotteries, but like the risk reward ratio after a certain point, like with these really big lotteries, like where they're like billions and billions or like $1 or $2 billion, the risk reward in those situations can be statistically significant. and solid. Like, it's not always. You're never gonna win. Most people are never gonna win, and that's okay. I don't think. I think there's smart people who play the lottery for fun, but I think, and to a certain point, I don't think it really has to do with intelligence per se. I think it has to do with uh, discipline and like control. Everybody wants to play the lottery, regardless of how much money you have. It's a game, and humans are programmed to want to play games and want to risk stuff. Right? That's why there's so many gamblers in trading. But you gotta have discipline to stop yourself. Like, I'm not a huge gambler. Like, I'm really not. Like, I trade. But you guys know me. I'm a huge wimp. Like, I trade really, really small, relative to my account size. And people get mad at me for it. Even with like poker, I'm a big poker player. I love poker, right? Some people are gonna say, "Oh, well, you said you don't gamble." Yeah, poker is different. Poker is mostly skill based. And I've said this story before. The last time I really went to a casino was years ago. We went to Harris Casino in New Orleans, and I sat down at the poker table, and within like 30 minutes, I won like $200 or $300. Right, not a huge win, but like the way my mind works, like gamblers are gonna want to take that $300 and go run it up and play slots and play blackjack and do all these different things with it. When I make money, I'm like, okay, let's go home. Like, I don't need to stay here anymore. And that's what I tried to do. Carol wanted to go play Baccarat, and for her, I let her do it, but I didn't really want to. Like, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm up. Because the last thing the casino wants you to do is take your money and leave. And so that's what I choose to do most of the time. Dollar index is falling down pretty big here. I don't think we have any data come out. Let me make sure we don't. Doesn't mean anybody at the casinos, like again, a lot of math players, just to put it in perspective, like a lot of mathematics guys play poker and blackjack to a certain extent, with card counting if you can. So it doesn't mean that dumb people don't gamble. It doesn't really have much to do with IQ. It has more to do with discipline and control. All right, so the Russian defense minister Shogi says that we are ready for talks. Russian President Putin says Russia will fulfill its tasks and it will increase its military potential. Will continue to improve combat readiness of nuclear forces. Interesting. All right, markets bouncing up a little bit. Dollar index has been falling down. So we got AMC in the middle. We're watching that here. We got Tesla here that's dipped. Is it time to buy Tesla? I might buy a few shares of Tesla here. Let me buy a little bit. If I can get in now, I buy a little and look for. What are we at right now? What's the range? Okay, we're gonna buy like 25 shares of Tesla right here. 25 shares, very small. All right, we're in 25 shares of Tesla. We might add a little bit more on a pullback here, maybe. It'll be like a little swing trade that we're in. SPY bouncing up. Dollar index is falling back down some, so that's good. I'm playing with your help. I'll have my daughter set up to live off the dividends I get more from your swing trade ideas. Yeah, I don't really want anybody to copy me though, Maximus. I mean, I appreciate the support, brother. I really do, man. I really don't want anybody to copy me though. Like always, y'all can do whatever y'all want, but trade under your own risk. Not an investment professional. I might be wildly wrong about everything I do, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Just don't copy me, please. Entertainment purposes only, so forth, and yeah. You guys, green or red today? Well, this is not financial advice. Red, green, nice. Yeah, we're pretty green today. All right, we bought Tesla on the pullback here. Tesla is just so extended on the downside that I think there's an argument for a short-term dip buy. But again, I'm not telling you what to do. You guys know me. I don't tell anybody what to do about anything. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong. I'm an eternal optimist. Hey, good luck, bro. I'm not. I'm probably the other side. I mean, I'm optimistic in the market, but I think at a certain point you got to call a spade, you know. So apparently they say the sun is white in space, but as measured by peak photon count, it is green. The sun is green. All right, so Tesla hiring freeze. Again, let's watch the dollar index here on the right side here. The dollar index is interesting. All right, the Dixie falling back down here. Look at the dollar index fall. That's good. That's kind of what we want. All right, so now Cramer's talking good about crypto. You have to admire the love that crypto buyers have towards their calls. Remarkable. You know what's really, really funny? I think one of the funnier nuances behind the whole Cramer stuff going on over the last like 3 months, 4 months, is that now you can even see in Cramer's posts, he's very, very hesitant to say he really likes a stock or really dislikes a stock now. He's incredibly hesitant. Instead, he has to say hesitant. Instead, he has to say stuff like, I admire crypto buyers have toward their calls. He definitely is not going to say, hey, I'm a bull on crypto. If he says, hey, I'm a bull on crypto, everybody's going to say, oh, no, run. You know, and so now he has to kind of tiptoe around his different points, which is, it's funny. I find it funny. All right, Dixie just broke lows. I don't know if these were lows. No, they're not lows. But Dixie just broke down a little bit under that 105 level. 104, or not 105, under that 104.10 level. Yeah, you'll get the CPI directly here, Arissa. Yeah, we'll cover the CPI as soon as it drops. It doesn't drop for another hour. Drops at 8:30. We'll cover it. We'll stream it like we always do. All right, there's the SPY bouncing up again. We did buy a little bit of Tesla, just a little piece. 25 shares. We start to rip up, that'll be good. SPY starting to bounce back here. We can see the Dixie fall down to the dollar index, kind of starting to break down on the right side here. Yeah, man, I see a lot of channels that just, a lot of channels that used to keep up with me, man, are just not, you know. Again, man, like I made a few decisions a while ago for the channel that are paying dividends now. You know, I think if you base your channel around one specific stock, then like your channel's doomed to fail, especially if it's a penny stock. You know, you might get a big influx of views around certain market catalysts, but like, you know, once those stock traders that are, a lot of the time penny stocks fail. And so like once those traders lose money, they're not going to watch you anymore, you know? And so like I made a few decisions when I started this channel that like I was not going to be an investment expert. I was not going to be a professional. I was not going to give out stock picks. I was not going to tell people I'm an expert. I was not going to tell people what to do. I was always going to tell people I have no idea what will happen. And, you know, just kind of create a free, no pressure trading environment. And I think that was the right move. You know, channel's been growing crazy. Today's slow. It's a holiday week, but you know, we'll break 100,000 within the next 30 days, almost certainly. Maybe not. Maybe it might be like a month and a half or so. But like still, we'll break it probably before February, which is really exciting. I'm super pumped for it. You know. But yeah, we'll break it before February. And that's really exciting, man. I'm really pumped to do it. We'll have to do some type of cool giveaway. If you guys have any ideas for the 100K giveaway, there's the SPY popping up over the 200 EMA, over the volume weighted average price. My price is 139.35. SPY pop it up a little bit. Hey, thank you, Caesar. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I'm streaming on the road. But yeah, it's one of the things like what I experienced when I started trading. And like, I was always a skeptical person, right? So like when I first started trading and I saw all these people selling courses on publicly available content, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that you could Google and find some of these courses online for free without paying for them on the internet somewhere. I would never, recommend that you guys ever do that. That would be, a horrible, terrible thing that I would just never recommend that you Google stuff and find it for free on the internet. Of course, I would never do that. I would never do that personally. But this is the internet, guys. So, but yeah. So anyways, despite that, I was always pretty skeptical of these people selling courses. That certainly helped me mold the channel into what it is now, which is just a resource. SPY pump it up at 382.50s, 382.50s. Hey, thank you, Eduardo, my guy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I don't know, Trung. I don't know if he's going to leave, bro. He says he's going to leave. He did the poll, but I don't know if he's actually going to follow through with that, bro. I really don't. I don't know if he's going to follow through, man. My little buy here on Tesla. Again, Tesla could keep dumping. This is a risky play, okay? Just to put this in perspective. I'll tell you the good and bad. Tesla could keep falling. Elon is super polarized right now. He's super divisive. He's super outspoken, and he's saying some dumb stuff, too. And so with that, there's risks in this. But I think when you consider how much Tesla has fallen over the last couple of days, there's an argument for a short-term bounce. And that's kind of what we're looking for, is just a short-term bounce. There's an argument. We've just fallen. Again, we've been lagging the market. Tesla has been dropping while the rest of the market has been moving up. And so eventually we're not going to continue dropping. Eventually we're going to bounce. Hopefully. Maybe not. And again, of course, no idea what I'm talking about. SPY bounce it up a little bit. How did the BB go, bro? How did BB go? We can look at it. Let's take a look. Did they do good? But I just don't know. Like, here's the thing. I'm old enough to remember the actual phones from BlackBerry. I'm old enough to remember actual BlackBerry phones. So, like, what does BB do now? Like, what are they doing right now? Like, what is their business model? I guess is my question here. How do they do with earnings? They did third quarter adjusted loss per share of 5 cents. Okay, so they beat estimates. So yeah, they did better than expected. Only slight though. They had 5-cent loss versus 7-cent expectations. 169 million sales revenue, 168.73 million estimates. So only a slight beat. And right now it's pretty neutral. We're at 410. We're slightly red for BB. So it beat on both metrics, but it was honestly pretty neutral. It wasn't like a huge beat. So it's good, but we'll see what happens. Nike, yeah, Nike flew, man. Nike did great on their earnings report. So we already looked at Nike. Yeah, I mean, I think BB's problem is that here's the brilliance of Steve Jobs, right? And I'm an Android person. Like, if you look at my phone, I have this foldable phone. Like, I've got the foldable Z Fold phone that I can use. You know what I mean? So I don't even have an iPhone. But if you think about the brilliance of Steve Jobs, what he did that was really, really intelligent, really, really smart move, is that he saw touchscreen capabilities before anybody else did. He saw the value in them. He saw BlackBerry and you had the actual physical keyboard. What Steve Jobs noticed was that touchscreen, the technology for touchscreen, phones and hardware finally was up to where it needed to be. Right. And so Steve Jobs was the first one to use it and was the first one to really implement it in an effective way with the iPhone. Right. And so he did it before anybody else did. And that is why Apple is one of the largest companies in the world right now. It's because he got in early on touchscreen devices, where everybody else was doing physical hardware. Touchscreen was more efficient. It was easier. And, once people saw that you could browse the internet and actually easily type on your phone, the rest is history. The iPhone just wildly successful after that. And BlackBerry, You know, it's $5 a share right now, or whatever it is, $4 a share. Yeah, Solstice. I'm not saying he was the first. He was the first one that used it on phones, I'm pretty sure. And he was the first one that made it efficient and like easily usable. But besides, Microsoft wasn't really a phone or like Microsoft wasn't really a tech company back then. Or it was a tech company. It wasn't really a hardware company. Microsoft was an OS company. So Apple and Microsoft were big, and they were big competitors, and they always have been. But at the time, Apple was the hardware producer, and it was also the most efficient. Yeah, Apple's ridiculously huge right now. And Apple's great. Listen, as much as I knock on Apple, the only problem with Apple is the compatibility problems. Like, okay, here's an example, right? I was getting my hair cut the other day, and like they've got this pink-haired girl that cuts my hair every time, you know. And like every time I go get my hair cut, I talk to this girl about Pokemon, you know, because like she's into Pokemon. I tell her my son's getting into Pokemon, and like we talk about the games. And so I was telling her, I was like, look, 4 or 5 years ago, I might have downloaded the Pokemon Red, you know, emulator on my Android phone and played the entire game at 30-something years old. You know, I might have. Her point was that you're not able to do that. Like, you're not able to download emulators or ROMs on your phone on an Apple. Like, it's too locked. There's no freedom with it. For like a tech nerd like me, I gotta be able to do stuff like that. Like, I need to be able to do stuff like that, and you just can't do that type of stuff on an iPhone. You know, now where iPhone really has an edge, this is where iPhone and Apple, this is where Apple is really gonna build themselves into a broader future. All right, this is what really they have a lock on. Apple's group chat is not universal for phones. Like, an Android guy can't use Apple's group chat. An Android guy can't be in Apple's chat. Like, you can't have a group chat going on with Apple and an Android person joins the group. So what that means is, for young people specifically, and trust me, I see this with my daughter. Like, my daughter's 13, right? She has an iPhone. This is exactly what happens, is that young people, it's all about their social circles, right? They are afraid to get an Android, because if they get an Android, what does that mean? That means that they're going to get excluded from all these group chats, these social chats that they have going on in their phones, and they are going to be excluded from those chats. And no kid wants to feel left out, right? And so because of that, really smart move on Apple. Some would say scummy, but really smart move on Apple. Because of that, young people don't want an Android, man. They don't want a Samsung. Like, they want an iPhone. They want an Apple. Because if not, they're going to get excluded from their chats. They're going to get excluded from their group chats. And, like, they do not want to miss out on those. Like, they don't, you know, it is what it is. And so because of that, Apple has a complete lock on young people. Like, Apple has a lock on young people because of that. Again, because young people don't want to be excluded. And so that's what it is really right now. And that's going to make it, you know, the new generation is going to use Apple in the US at least. Overseas, I know Samsung and Android are a little bit more prevalent, but because of that, you know, young people are going to use Apple now. Hey, what's up, Juan? Yeah, for sure. And Cal, 100%. No, I don't think so. Yeah, there's always been a status symbol there. I think a lot of people are going to argue that Android, man, look at the Dixie fall down here. A lot of people are going to argue that Apple is easier to use, and I would as well. Apple's a little bit easier to use. Like, when my in-laws buy phones, you know, like, or my dad or whomever, you know, when they buy phones, they're buying an Apple because it's simpler to use. All right, so we're getting a little pop up here. This is nice for me. I'm loving life over here. So let's see if the market keeps bouncing here. We did buy a little bit of Tesla. See if it continues to pop. Tesla, we're green. We bought the little dip. We could have bought more, but that's all good. Yeah, I mean, they still do that now, Daniel, for sure, you know. But I'm talking about, like, here's the easiest way to put it. Back in the day when I was in school, you liked a girl, you sent her a little note on a loose leaf piece of paper, folded up, right? Now, you don't need to do that. Now you don't need to risk it. You know, now you can just send her a text message. You know, like that's the difference now between then. Like you still do the same things you did back then. It's just more convenient now for sure. Like I grew up when phones were just starting to become a thing. When I was like 13, I got my first phone. I was like 12 or 13, I got my first cell phone. And it was the Nokia brick. You guys remember the brick? It had Snake on it. That was like my first phone. And then once I hit like 14, then flip phones became a big thing. They had like the Razor. I never had the Razor. You know, my parents were a little bit cheaper. You know, they never got me a Razor. But you had the flip phones that came out in like the earlier 2000s. And you had the Razor for a long time. And then after the Razor, the iPhone came out. And then that was kind of the big thing. SPY pump it up. We're at 383s right now. 383, still moving. Yeah, I don't know, sad gamer. I have no idea, bro. Yeah, I don't let my kids use the internet at all when I'm not around. They can play games. Like my son can play video games if he wants. But in terms of like browsing the internet unsupervised, it's just not happening, man. There's too much crazy stuff on the internet for them. Again, I was in the days of like Rotten. You know, if you guys know what I'm referencing, back in the early 2000s. Like I was in those days of browsing the internet. You know, and so I understand. You know, part of me though, here's the thing, right? Like, not like graphic stuff, but I let my kids watch some R-rated movies. Some, not a lot. You know, like I let my daughter, my 13-year-old daughter, watch some R-rated movies with me. And some people are gonna say, oh, well, you need to shelter them from that. I agree and disagree though. Like I think you have to expose your kids to the world to a certain extent. You know, I think if you shelter them too much, they lack understanding of the real like dangers of the world, number one. And number two, it usually what happens when you shelter a kid too much is that they become obsessed with whatever you shelter them from. Right. So if you shelter them from violent movies, you know, a lot of the kids that you do that get older and they're obsessed with violent movies because that's the forbidden thing they couldn't have. Right. And so I think easing into that type of stuff and being smart with it is the right move, because if not, you're gonna, you know, your kid can grow up and just be obsessed with weird stuff because you sheltered them too much from it. Anyways, SPY over the 200 EMA, over the volume weighted average price. We'll see if we buy that dip. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, what's up, Juan? Yeah, man, I remember those, man. I remember. All right, so Tesla pumping up again. We bought the little dip. We're starting to ride it up. I'll let it keep going though. Yeah, it's pumping up now. All right, Tesla up to 140s here. Part of me wants to take just a little bit of this off just to lock in some gains. I'm going to take 8 shares off, just 8. We're going to take a little bitty percentage of it off just because we can. So we're just going to lock that in. Yeah, I remember after the Matrix movie came out, like on eBay, they were selling those phones where you go, and they would like open up. It was like the Matrix phone. You can tell how old I am. That was in like 01. I wanted that phone so bad. Like 1 year for Christmas, I asked for that phone. Never got it. That thing was like $1,000. My parents were like, bro, you are crazy if you think we're going to spend $1,000 on a phone. Yeah, so again, we bought the Tesla dip, and you know, I'm not saying I'm top 3 greatest traders ever, but we're definitely top 3 right now for sure. All right, Tesla pumping up, still at 140s. All right, guys. So again, SPY popping up, Tesla moving up a little bit. It's a pretty good day. I mean, we're nicely green in the day so far. We're up about 175 bucks, a little bit under 200 right now. If you look at the P&L here, this is the P&L currently. 175 on the day. It's nice little trades here, man. SPY popping up, Tesla ripping up. Again, we bought the dip. We thought we were a little extended in Tesla. It looks like we were. We take a little bit more off. A little baby trade. I mean, we're not making much on this, but and we just cut it. Now we got 15 shares, so still got a majority of the position, but we'll go ahead and lock it in. All right, guys, remember at 7:30 we do have Canadian CPI coming out today. So Canada CPI drops at 8:30. Yeah, my Z Fold is basically like an iPad. Basically, it's basically a tablet. You know? So it's basically a tablet that I can also kind of use as a phone if I want to. You know what I mean? Let me get Discord up. I don't even have Discord up. Sorry, I'm trying to remit Discord. Dixie's falling back down, still at 104s here. That's great. That's what we want. Yeah, scammer pawn in the Discord, man. There's so many of them. All right, guys. Market's still pumping up here, though. Hey, let's see it. Let's see if it continues here. Again, and this is just the smallest gains that we're getting from this. Again, we're in Disney right now. Disney's moving back up, almost up to 88 bucks. Google is as well. Google's slightly green, but just such green days yesterday for both of those that, yeah, it looks like it was the right move. Market's pumping up though at 383s here. We'll see what Canadian CPI shows up as. My bad, let me keep checking this. I gotta keep checking this to make sure. Hey, what's up, Juan? There's not really any big data coming out today. What's your thoughts on Cramer suggesting the Santa rally starts Thursday? See, here's the thing though, man. Like, here's the thing that I'm skeptical on the rally. I guess I am on the Santa rally because, okay, so, all right, guys, my internet might be going out. I got to pay close attention to it. No, there's not really any big data coming out. There might be. Let me see what report drops. Yeah, there's not really any big data that's dropping right now. Canada CPI comes out in 30 minutes, give or take. Yeah, Nike flew. But here's the thing, right? Like, okay, tax harvesting is a thing, right? And what tax harvesting means is that a lot of traders, they cut some of their losses. They get out of some of their losing trades, or they cut some of their positions in order to write off more losses at the end of the year before the fiscal year is over with. Right. So a lot of these guys are going to be cutting some of their positions in anticipation of the year ending so that they can pay less taxes basically for 2022. With that, and with all the bearish action, it could mean that we're not going to get a Santa rally. Now, it doesn't mean that's the case. I mean, there's always tax harvesting every year, but it's something to understand too. Is like, we'll see. Market's pumping up though. The dollar index just broke under 104s, which is great. Tesla's been ripping up, which is nice. Again, we're just kind of sitting on it. We'll let it continue to work. We could add a little bit more, maybe on a pullback. SPY at 383, so it looks great. Yeah, we have Carnival Cruise earnings today as well. They don't drop until 9:15 for CCL, so they're not coming out for a little bit. Right before the open. So it might. We still got some time for Carnival Cruise ships, basically. We also have Canadian CPI dropping at 8:30, so we still got about 30 minutes before that happens. So there's a pullback on Tesla. Do I want to add more to this? I guess is the question. I think I will. I'm going to add another 10 shares here. I'm just going to get our size back in. Now, it might not work, but we're pulling back to the VWAP here. We're already green in the trade. Even if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. We haven't had a tax harvesting season on the bear market in so long, so it's hard to predict. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that all right? So there's the 8 a.m. scrum, but no, that's what I mean. Is that like we're in a bear market, and so it's plausible to assume that some investors are going to be taking cutting some of their losses because it's been a bear market. So some investors are down, and if they cut their losses before the year is up, they have to ultimately pay less in capital gains taxes. Is really what it is. So that's probably a thing. And that's the only reason that potentially, we could get some continued drops, if that makes sense. All right, market's pumping up though right now at 383s here. Tesla is about to go. All right, so there's Tesla bouncing up a little bit. So we did pop a little bit for Tesla here. Again, we're in 25 shares again. Market is running though. Look at this. Hey, you love to see it. We'll take our 10 shares right back off too. Hey, good luck, Matthew. That's why I cut Tesla this morning after the pump to 441. Lost a bit of tax harvesting. Could take it down some. Yeah, I think Tesla's a little bit different though. Tesla's already down a ton. So tax harvesting could have already happened. SPY ripped up, broke highs, guys. So SPY just broke highs at 383.20s here. 383.20s. CEI is like, again, some people think that this is strength for CEI. It's not. This means, again, to put this into perspective, CEI had a 50-1 reverse split, a 50-1. What that means is that CEI price was so low that the NASDAQ minimum listing requirements could have CEI get delisted and go to pink sheets. And so the company scrambled and did a 50-to-1 reverse split for CEI, desperate to keep it afloat, desperate to keep it from getting delisted and going to the OTC market. That is what happened with CEI, right? So like, yeah, for new inexperienced traders, it might look like a gap up, but it's not. It is a reverse split. They're going to take every 50 shares. So if you own 50 shares of CEI, instead of owning 50 shares now, you now own 1 share at $5. You know, that's the difference, right? It's called a reverse split. And again, it's not a sign of strength, unfortunately. Yeah, the problem with CEI is that it's got so many bag holders. Like, there's so many bag holders for CEI. Like, there's so many traders that got stuck in this from other YouTubers and influencers telling them that it was going to go to the moon and that it was going to hit $1,000 and that it was going to go crazy and that they were going to be rich, and new traders fell for it. And now there's just this huge list of bag holders that are just so desperate for it to go up that any move, they're like, oh, green, CEI, move. Like, again, it's one of the reasons you should never invest in penny stocks. Penny stocks are terrible companies. Like CEI is a terrible company. Genuinely just a terrible company. Influenced, manipulated, sensationalized. Like, it's just terrible company. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Y'all be careful. Don't ever invest in these type of companies, team, in my opinion. At least I'm not telling you guys what to do, but these are terrible companies. Yep, pawn. It was an Atlas trading pump. All right, so we did get a little pop for Tesla here. That was good. Google's starting to bounce back. Apple's Disney's starting to run back too. So hey, yeah, I think Disney's just gonna make money, man. I just have to sit on it long enough. The reason I think Disney's because, like, even if Avatar underperformed, it's still gonna make so much money. It got super highly reviewed, and it's just gonna, in the end, the moviegoers are gonna go see it. I just think they picked a bad debut month. I don't think right now in the cold, doing a movie about water and tropical climate is good for, December. Really cold December at that. Really rainy, cold December. So I think they should have waited and done it during the summer, but it's all good. All right, we're pumping up here for Tesla, all the way up to 140 plus. That was a Joseph. We do everything. Xavier, we day trade, we swing trade. This account's about 40K, but we will day trade it, we'll swing trade it, we'll invest too. Market just broke highs up to 383.20s. Tesla's still popping up here. We did buy Tesla a little bit earlier, a little baby dip buy, 25 shares. We'll take some profit if this continues to go up. Yeah, we're just gonna lock this in at the very top. So we just locked another 10 shares off at the very top, and now we'll just sit on the rest. Yeah, I mean, that's actually who he was doing, Slim. So he was kind of like, that's kind of what he was doing. Like, his whole point, like, it was a parody channel is what it was for Zach Morris. Like, his profile picture used to be Zach Morris, like actual Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. I think after Elon changed the rules, I think after Elon changed the rules, all right, guys. So bear with me here. Bear with me. If we cut out, I'll be right back. Stream's doing okay. We're holding up. Got 400 people here, so could add a little bit more back to Tesla here, to be honest. What do you guys think is a fair income tax rate? Yeah, I would say like 15%. 15% up to a certain window. And I know that for a lot of people, that's what it is. That's what their income tax is. But I think that we should tax the rich, of course. But like, I also don't think you should stifle innovation by taxing too much, because once you make a certain point, you're basically giving everything you got back, and it's, you know, it stifles innovation to a certain extent. At the same time, though, once you hit over a certain amount of money, your quality of life doesn't really change much. All right, Tesla ripped up again, and so I understand both arguments. Tesla ripping up again here. Hey, okay, we completely retraced. We did break highs for a split second though. There's CEI. Watching Disney move up. Hey, Disney, let's see if we can break that $88 today level on Disney. Here, we're in Google as well. Google flew up yesterday too. Almost up to $90 a share for Google. Hey, you love to see it. What's the Q doing? Q moving up. What's your view on cannabis stocks, boss? I mean, I like cannabis stocks. I think legalization is necessary. I think that the only reason we're not legalized now is because PAC money is, and lobbyists or politicians are getting PAC money and lobbying efforts against cannabis mostly by pharmaceutical and the prison industry. You know, legalizing cannabis is something a majority of the world or the majority of the country agrees with, like recreationally. And you get some people that are like, why should we legalize more drugs? It's not about that. Like, okay, even if you're religious, right? Like, this is the thing people really need to understand. Like, even if you're religious, say there is a God. Do you guys think he would rather you take a synthetic medicine that causes physical withdrawal symptoms, that causes, you have to detox from and all this ridiculous stuff? Or do you think he'd rather you use cannabis, something that is mostly natural, doesn't cause physical withdrawal symptoms, and cures a lot of modern ailments that pain medicine and all these pharmaceutical like stuff, the synthetic man-made stuff causes, right? Like, we have cannabinoid receptors in our brain, and so to a certain point we have evolved using cannabis. Humans have, like, we've evolved using cannabis. It's not really arguable either. And cannabis has been shown to reduce inflammation, so it's like, what our human bodies are used to reduces inflammation, right? Foreign substances that our bodies are not used to causes inflammation, right? So like, you consume something that's foreign, you get inflammation, and inflammation is like the root cause of all the modern problems of the human, like health problems. Like acne is caused by inflammation, cancer is caused by inflammation. And so what it means that by cannabis reducing inflammation is that it means that our ancient ancestors consumed it. It means that, that's why we have cannabinoid receptors in our brain. And so for that to be prohibited is a ridiculous thing. If you really understand the context of it, is an absolutely ridiculous thing. But I'm skeptical about whether it will get legalized anytime soon. Because again, there's tons of money being spent by big pharma and by the prison industry to keep it prohibited, and when they're spending that much money on it, every politician that comes out says they're going to legalize it, and they never do on both sides. So to a certain extent, I'm skeptical about whether it will. And I think that even if we do legalize cannabis, the cannabis stocks are mostly over, like, they're Canadian stocks, or they're just in the US. And so I think that's going to open up new competition for them regardless. And so I don't know if we're going to get some big parabolic move when federal legalization happens, regardless of that. And the reason I'm saying all this is just to talk about cannabis stocks. I don't know, even if we did get federal legalization, that the cannabis stocks would really do that much. I think they might be more vulnerable to competition anyway. SPY pump it up, Tesla rip it up nicely here, guys. So a little bitty day trade that we can make our money on, and just kind of slowly scaled out of it on the way up. Small little $30 profit, but green is good. Just cut a little bit more off. Tesla ripping up, Q pumping up. No, it doesn't. Not really. MM. Yeah, cannabis doesn't have any withdrawal symptoms whatsoever. You know, maybe mental withdrawal symptoms, but that's about it. Um, you know, I don't use cannabis now. Like people always accuse me because the only argument they really have is that, oh, John's a pothead. I'm really not. Like I'm not saying I've never used it, but like I was always kind of a paranoid smoker. Like when I was young and a teenager, I would always just get really paranoid to where it's like I just didn't like it. You know, so it's like I don't consume it. I don't use it. You know, or anything like that. What I have a problem is that our tax dollars being spent on law enforcement prosecuting people for it. You know, it's a lot of tax money that's getting wasted. You know, and the biggest opponents of cannabis legalization are a lot of the times law enforcement, and I can respect law enforcement, but if you're throwing people in jail for something that is objectively less harmful than alcohol, meanwhile, you know, you sell liquor at gas stations, you know, it's not an even standard of legalization, you know, and cannabis is really a gateway drug because you have to go to an illegal drug dealer to get it, and eventually that illegal drug dealer is going to try to offer you some other sketchy stuff, right? And boom, it's a gateway drug. If you just legalized it, it wouldn't be a gateway drug because you wouldn't have some sketchy drug dealer offering you stuff, you know, instead you'd be going to an actual like licensed place, you know. So no matter which way you twist it, prohibiting it is bad for the world. Tesla finally pulling back some after a big bounce here. And again, we're sitting on it. We cut a little bit. We'll just let the rest ride. SPY pumping up big. Q's pumping up big as well. Q pumping up. It's at 271.30s here. Tesla at 140.6. We got the SPY up to 383.60s. I think that's great, man. I think that's a great deal for Carlos. I'm happy for him. You know, definitely top 3 chill persons in the world right now. You know, yeah, they always say happiness is the best revenge. You know, and so we stay happy over here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, cannabis objectively less harmful than a lot of stuff that's already legal. Like sugar is terrible for you. You know, if we're gonna start criminalizing things just off a basis of public health, then alcohol should be illegal. And you know, there's a lot of things we could list here. You know, people say, "Oh, what's another drug?" Coffee's a drug. You know, coffee's a drug. People wake up and consume it every day. If you stop drinking coffee, you're gonna have some withdrawal symptoms. You know, that's even less. That's even more excessive than cannabis. You know, so it's like define drug. You know, like in the end, it should be legalized. From one of the main reasons is because it really does reduce inflammation. Cannabinol or CBD reduces inflammation in the human body, which means that humans historically, you know, millennia have consumed it. You know, stuff like processed sugar, white flour, is what's bad for you because it's our ancient ancestors, hunter-gatherer ancestors who walked around picking up stuff and eating it. That's why superfoods are like strawberries and berries. Because why? Because our ancient ancestors walked around and they picked it, and so it's not foreign to the human body. Same argument for cannabis, to be honest. That's why it reduces inflammation. Tesla ripping up, breaking highs here, up to almost 1 right now. I don't know what to do. I mean, I guess I could sit on it. All right, guys, we got 13 minutes before Canadian CPI comes in. I don't know. What do you guys think? The expectations for Canadian CPI are for core CPI month over month for Canada, which is their biggest one, is 0.2% expectations for core CPI for Canada month over month. So 0.2%. We come in less than that. That's great. We come in higher than that. That's worse. Basic CPI for Canada is expected to come in at 6.7% and minus 0.1% on the month. So again, we'll see what we get. Hopefully we get some good stuff. Yeah. and to each their own, you know. I just like it's always something that I find. I have the debater personality type, right? So it's like you do the Myers-Briggs personality test, which honestly some people are saying that it's useless, but I got the debater personality type, which kind of made sense. And so I always like having these arguments because it's just good conversations to have. I just find it ironic and hypocritical where people where you got some people who are like some people on the right, as an example, they're like, yeah, F the government should stay out of our business, right? Except for cannabis legalization, apparently, where they think the government should just control everything. You know, they contradict themselves. And again, in the end, I don't use cannabis or consume it, but my tax dollars are getting wasted on it. You know, I'm paying salaries of agents who are just using it to not only feed people that are unnecessarily in jail for it, but also, you know, a lot of other wasted uses of our tax dollars for cannabis prohibition. Especially in Texas here. You know, Texas, freedom. Yeah, except for that. SPY, rip it up here. Tesla's still pumping up. Looks great. Now let's see if it holds. Yeah, I took so much profit from this, though. I mean, we're up 30 bucks. It's not going to be a losing trade. SPY is just ripping up, though, man. Look at the last... SPY has been running up basically since 7:30 in the morning. Tesla's still popping here. Eventually, I'm going to have to cut this. I guess I'll sit on it. I can probably just wait on this, actually. SPY up to 384s almost. Just under it. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, coffee without sugar is relatively healthy for you. The real problem with coffee is sugar. You know, I don't have any sugar. Like, I don't put anything in my coffee. I mean, I think I told you guys this is peppermint mocha flavored. Some bad stuff in my coffee today. But normally when I drink coffee, it's just straight. Like, I don't have any sugar, creamer, or anything like that in it. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of milk in it to cool it down. But coffee's... What's terrible for humans is waking up every day and just putting boatloads of sugar in your coffee. Like, that's terrible for you. Processed sugar. So waking up every day, putting processed sugar in your coffee and drinking that for the first thing you do in the morning, that's probably way worse for you than a lot of other things. And so I just try to avoid that. Sugar in the morning is just not good for you. Tesla up to 141. So Tesla keep bouncing here, man. It's kind of helping the market rebound too. The Q's up to 271s. We still got about 10 minutes before the data comes out, guys. About 10 minutes. So we'll see what we get today. About 10 minutes before everything drops. The dollar index, I'm sure, is falling down here, huh? Yeah, so the dollar index is all under 104s right now. You can see it all the way on the right. Oh, I love sweets too. Like, listen, give me a cinnamon roll. Cinnabon, dude, that's like, you know, I will eat so much. Like, we go to the mall and I buy so much Cinnabon. I'll eat like 6 cinnamon rolls in a row. You know, and then feel terrible about myself and be like, man, what have I done? I'm at the age now where I can't have sugar without feeling incredibly guilty, you know. The dollar index just opened up. We're at 103.90s. Yeah, I always mess with it. You woke up, you had a dream about a polar bear. We had a dream. Carol had the most ridiculous dream one day. Like, one time, Carol was in bed, and she was kind of talking to herself, and and she started hissing. She started going and like really, really loud in her sleep, like hissing, going like, and so my daughter and I were sitting in there like wondering, like, what is she doing? Is she okay? And so we wake her up just to make sure she's not, like, you know, something's not wrong. And we wake her up and she said she had a dream that a sea lion or like a walrus was chasing her and was trying to get her. And so she was in bed hissing at it to try to make it go away. I made fun of her about that for like at least a month. I don't really dream that much though. I don't remember my dreams at least. Tesla pulling back. We're at 140s. Let's see if we hold. I could add some more. I think I'm just gonna let my little 10 shares ride now. I've already scaled out. We've already locked in profit. I think it's the right move to probably just let it sit. We also want to watch the dollar index here. No, James will be okay. You know, you might not like it, but a large majority of people do here. And so, you know, if you don't like it, you go watch somebody else, bro. It's all good. All right, dollar index falling down some more. Look at that dollar index down to 103.91s here, 103.91s. Sorry, like I said, if we do go out for a split second, give me a second, guys, and we'll come right back on the stream. She was in the Matrix. Yeah, I messed with her. I messed with her for a long time after that dream. Yeah, that's basically what she sounded like. Look at the dollar index break here, guys. Wow, look at the dollar index fall. I'm not really going to be exact on where I am, Raphael. But yeah, we're not home. You know, we got somebody staying at my house, you know, so like my mom's at my house watching the dogs right now because we got 3 dogs over there. We got Cindy, we got Rosie, and we have Bruce. So we couldn't bring them with us. So my mom's at my house right now, staying at our house. But yeah, we're not home. Which one, Kevin? All right, guys, Tesla pulling back here. We have the data coming out in about 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes before the Canadian CPI data drops. 6 minutes. Yeah, bro. Hey, that's my life. Or I usually have 2. We have 2 dogs. Cindy is my mom's dog. So Cindy is Rosie's sister. But she's not normally at her house. Also, guys, y'all check out TopStep. TopStep is the most legit funded account program in the world. So, like, if you want to trade these big economic releases, right? If you look at the SPY, look at Tesla, they're pretty similar, right? And so you can day trade essentially the SPY in the futures market with no PDT rule. And so this is basically the E-mini. This is the E-mini in the futures market. You can day trade it, short it, you can market order, sell. The only difference is sizing is a little bit different in futures, but besides that, it's exactly like stocks in terms of trading. You can market in, market out, buy, bid, sell the ask, all that good stuff. And this is, you're basically trading the S&P 500 in futures. TopStep funds you in the futures market. And so what they do is they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between $50,000 to $150,000 with a 90% split. And this is a company that's regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders. And again, they are a sponsor of mine, but it's the most legit way to, it's the easiest way to get around the PDT rule. Like, there's no PDT in futures, right? So you can day trade and short in the futures market with no PDT rule. And again, they give you a demo. It's a great way to test yourself as a trader. Like, it's really cheap as well. The base you can use all these different platforms. The base package is only 130 something if you use my link. So it's very cheap, easiest way to get around the PDT rule. And honestly, regardless of whether you get funded or not, it's going to make you a better trader. Like, learning to follow rules and having to pass these sessions makes you a better trader, and it's less than $150 a month. It builds you in a better trader. If you do get funded, which is possible, you know, if you're a good trader, you can get funded with a 90% split. If you do, again, it's a 90% split. So if you make 20K, you get to keep 18K basically, since they're funding you that money. Regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, they pay out millions of dollars every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. And so check them out. It's called TopStep. They are a sponsor of my video. But yeah, check them out. Put the link up. All right, guys, let's see what the Canadian CPI data shows up. Yeah, there's the link right there. You can also find the link in the description as well. All right, guys, let's get ready. Make sure to also hit the live button next to the play button, guys. So make sure to hit the live button next to the play button. So I'll show you. Make sure to hit. Make sure to hit this button right here, guys. Make sure to click this live button next to the play button to make sure you're caught up, so you're live on stream. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? All right, guys, data's coming out. Data's coming out. Let's get ready. 4 minutes. Again, core CPI for Cannabis is expected to come in at 0.2%. 0.2%. We don't care about Canadian CPI. Do you guys care about Canadian CPI? Yes or no? We could ask. I mean, like I said, we're going to cover it no matter what, regardless of whether you care about it zigzag. But, you know, I think most people probably are going to at least want to know what it is. What is considered a long-term investment? No, like 5 to 10 years is usually long-term. It depends on what you define as long-term. Yeah, it all counts. I mean, we're going to cover it. The big data is the CB consumer confidence data that drops later. All right, guys, so Tesla pulling back a little bit. All right, guys, less than 2 minutes. Good to know. Yes, we share 72% import-export relationship. Make those loadies and toonies. If it affects us, then I care. Yeah, I mean, regardless of anything, let's see if it moves the market some. It might not, though. Core CPI is the big one, though. Let's watch it. I think Bloomberg's a little bit slow here. Let me refresh this. All right, so there's the data. It came in at 0%, 0%. So less than expected here. It came in at 0%, guys. Core CPI for Canada month over month came in at 0% versus 0.2% expected. That's honestly really good for inflation here. It came in at 0% versus 0.2% expected. Basic CPI year over year came in a little bit higher than expected at 6.8%, and month over month came in at 0.1 versus minus 0.1 expected. But core CPI actually came in lower than expected, so kind of neutral results. We'll put this data up on screen. Core came in better. Basic came in worse. And yeah, market's pulling back a little bit. I don't know if it's from that. Put the rest on screen. Let me find the core one. Core. What, 0.2%. All right, so here's the CPI data here. Just put it up on screen. There it is right there. No, I don't really use Fibonacci. The housing data is at 10 a.m. So it's about 30 minutes after the opening bell. Yeah, like I told you guys, it's not going to affect the market drastically. It's Canadian CPI. But I mean, it's data we're covering, and it's all relevant to the inflationary pressures we have over our country. On whether it was good or bad. And whether this is good or bad is kind of neutral anyway. So like basic month over month core CPI, which is the more watched one, is the more relevant one, came in at 0 versus 0.2% expected. But basic CPI, not core, but basic CPI came in higher than expected. So some was good, some was bad, basically. Yeah, Nike crushed it, man. They did great. We made a good bit on Tesla too. So we can just let Tesla work here. Yeah, it's all good. Also, we're going to put it in sub-only mode if we haven't already, guys. So we are. Or should I put it in sub-only mode? I guess we will. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell if you haven't already subscribed. Yeah, for anybody that's actually mad at me for reporting Canadian CPI, if you're genuinely mad at me for reporting Canadian CPI, then you're probably just looking for a reason to get upset. Look at the dollar fall here. So the dollar index just broke lows. SPY ripped up here. Something good happened. Wow. Brazil current account. Man. Wonder what this is from. Anybody know what this is from? Generally, this is going to be a fundamental release of some sort, but we don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm not home, man. Yeah, I'm not home right now. We're traveling. CCL out with earnings. Let me see. Nice little pop. Yeah, CCL's gapping up. They don't drop their earnings for another 45 or 40 minutes, give or take. Consumer sentiment might affect it some, so how much we don't know, like it might affect it some, it might not. The big data is really dropping later. CB consumer confidence at 101. It'll move the market a little bit, but the big data is really tomorrow. So tomorrow is the biggest day of the week. I don't know. It's arguable which one's going to be more influential, Thursdays or Fridays, right? Thursday, we've got jobless claims like we do every Thursday. But not only that, we have jobless claims, but we also have GDP, right? So gross domestic product, we want to see GDP go down, and it's very relevant for market activity. So GDP data is going to be very relevant, very important for market activity. 2.9% is what they're expecting. We want less than that. We don't want to see over 2.9%. That's going to be bad. So we got jobless claims and GDP tomorrow on Thursday. And then Friday, we've got the PCE deflator, the core PCE deflator, which is really what Jerome Powell and the Fed uses to gauge inflation, right? So the PCE deflator, very relevant metric that we should be paying attention to, and that's on Friday. And so they're both big. Which one do you guys think is bigger, the GDP data release or deflator Friday? I know more people know about GDP, they understand GDP, but PCE is a really important inflationary gauge, right? So that'll be relevant to watch. Yeah, Nike flew up here. All right, so the PCE deflator, so I can explain both. So the GDP is the gross domestic product. So GDP is the gross domestic product. It's the measure of monetary value of final goods and services, those bought by users produced in a country in a given period of time. So basically, it's the total monetary value of the market, basically, is what GDP is, right? With that, we want less. Less is more with GDP data. So we want less. Like, we don't want a large GDP release. We want less. So we took profit in Tesla. I think I got to just say, it's inflation, obviously, because the higher inflation is, the higher the GDP is going to be, right? The higher pricing is, the more GDP is, right? So very relevant to inflationary, problems that we have going on right now. And so with that, it's an important metric. It's something that everybody's going to be watching and paying attention to. And we're going to stream it live at 8:30 like we always do right here. And as you guys can see with Canadian data, we cover it very fast. We had this data within seconds of it being released, and we'll do the same with GDP. We'll do the same with the PCE deflator. Now, at the same time, though, the PCE deflator is the personal consumption expenditure. The core PCE data is really what the big one. Unlike regular CPI or something like that, where the basic CPI is more important than core CPI in terms of just general market reaction. It's the opposite for PCE, right? The core PCE is the most important metric by far. And again, it's personal consumption expenditure. So it's how much we're spending on consuming. this is really what the Fed uses to determine how bad inflation is. And so just for that sole reason, the PCE deflator is a very important metric that we should pay attention to as well. And again, we'll stream it live, drop it at 8:30 like we always do. Y'all subscribe if you want to see it. We cover it every day. And yeah, we'll see if we get something good. Yanni, in what way? The data you posted is wrong. Look at it. Canadian CPI year over year. I copied and pasted this from TOS. So if it's wrong, Thinkorswim's wrong. Let me check to be sure, though. Yeah, Canadian CPI inflation year over year, 6.8 versus 6.7, previous 6.9. So we got that. That's basically normal. And then core, I said CPI. That's the only thing I said wrong. Yeah, let me fix that. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Yanni. Yeah, again, this data, instead of CPI, I meant to put CPI. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not about the maths though, Yanni. Like that's not, you're looking at it the wrong way. Like it's not about the maths. Like they're not always going to correlate exactly, the month over month and the yearly one. That's not how they work. So like it's never going to be exact. It's not going to equal exactly 100%, like however you think it is. It's not going to correlate exactly. It never does. If they did, then you wouldn't need to post them, because the yearly and the monthly would be self-evident in itself if they were, right? So there's always a little bit differences in that, and it's mostly how they're calculated, but it's not wrong. It's right. It's the real data that came out. The Tesla dipping. Luckily, I took my shares off. Yeah, but even if you rode the split, Matt, like again, I see a lot of people that don't understand reverse splits talking about CEI. This is not a strong move. Robinhood was not trying to stop you from riding CE up 5,000%. That's not what happened. CEI did a reverse split, which is not a strong move. If you think that the stock is actually, if you think the stock gained 50x value, then you do not know what you're talking about, because a reverse split is not a sign of strength. Like this CEI gap up is not a sign of strength whatsoever. This is actually a very, very, very weak sign, and I'll explain how. Okay, companies that are strong, like Amazon, like Apple, like Google, they do regular splits, and like as the name suggests, a split is when you split a share up into multiple. Okay, so if I'm ABC company and my shares are $5 a share, right, and I do a 1-to-2 split, right? So that means I'm taking one share of $500 and I'm splitting it into two shares at $250 each. And so if I owned one share of ABC company at $500 pre-split, and then it did a 1-to-2 split, then I would have two shares at $250 each. But the value that I hold there is the same. There's no difference in value. It's not like I didn't just lose 50% from the split. It gets split into two. And so a reverse split is the opposite of that. Only time a company will do a reverse split is when they are struggling financially and they are doing terrible as a company, and they're scared that they're going to get delisted from the NASDAQ. Right. And so if a company gets delisted from the NASDAQ, they have to go to the OTC market. And one of the ways that companies that are underperforming, companies that are not doing well, one of the ways they do that is they do a reverse split, which means that they're going to take all their shares and they're going to consolidate them. So a 50-to-1 reverse split means that for every 50 shares in CEI's float, it's turning into one share. Right. But the value is the same. It's really a desperate move by CEI. It's not a strong move. Like if you're holding options in CEI, you didn't just make 50x the price. Like CEI didn't just gain 50x the value. Instead, it's actually a really desperate move, because if you own 50 shares of CEI, you now own one share at $4.30 something. You know, that is what just happened. Yeah, it's a 50-to-1 split. It's a terrible move. It's a terrible, desperate move. 50-to-1 split is desperate, man. That's a big split. And I mean, again, they'll get delisted from the exchange, the New York Stock Exchange. It's not the NASDAQ. They will get delisted here if they didn't split, right? So it's a desperate move. There's no difference in value. You know, if you got 50 shares of CEI, you didn't just 50 extra money. You know, now you have one share of CEI. If you had 50, is basically what just happened. So again, CEI, terrible company, struggling. The problem with CEI is that it's got a lot of bag holders that are just stuck. You know, you got a lot of traders that are just stuck in CEI right now. Because if you look at the daily chart here, you got a bunch of traders that bought this thing way up here, right? And they're struggling. They're desperate to make it go up. They're desperate for good news, right? Most of the time they get talked into it by influencers that are like, yeah, this stock is going to 1000x. I'm a little bit biased against CEI. I had a few traders where I would be like, yeah, CEI is a sketchy penny stock. And this happened at like a couple dollars. This happened at like $1 or $2 a share. And the guy said, you're going to see, I'm going to come back in 30 days. I had a guy talking smack to me because he said I didn't know what I was talking about regarding CEI. And he told me he was going to come back in 30 days when CEI was at $5 a share. You know, now, a year later, CEI was at 8 cents. You know, he finally got the $5 a share. But I told him at the time even that the only way he'd get that is a reverse split. And that's exactly what just happened. And so that's not a good sign of strength. Again, research what a reverse split is. It's not good. It's bad. It means the company's desperate to make money. And it's desperate to not get delisted. It's not a good thing. I've had a few traders that came here today saying it was good, and it's not. It's bad. Yeah, but you're going by the order I'm putting them in, Larry. You're not listening to what I'm actually saying. I am saying if you have a 50-to-1 split, right? Not wrote out, that would be 1-50, right? That's what I'm saying. Regardless of how you put it, I can't remember the order that you put it in, but it's not. I'm not saying it in the order. What I'm saying is that 50-to-1 split, not 54-1. 50-to-1 is how I'm referring to it as, which means that you're taking 50 shares and you're turning it into one share, right? 50-to-1. That's what I'm saying. Hey, bud, how you doing, man? Love you, buddy. You doing okay? You ate some breakfast, man? Good. Here, no, bro. Listen, I know we're on a pool table right now, but I got a bunch of computer hardware right here, man. You can't do that. Love you, buddy. All right. But yeah, CEI, man, again, if you're a new trader, and I try to say this at least once a day, and some people hate me for it because, again, you find the most gullible population. You know, say you got somebody that's, you know, doing a pyramid scheme, multi-level marketing thing, right? You try to talk them out of it, right? Who do they get mad at? They get mad at you for it. They're upset with you about it. You know, you're their enemy. Why are you their enemy? It's because you're trying to talk some sense into them, and it hurts. It hurts to look at objectively. It hurts to look at clearly, you know, in your head. And so, and a lot of the times these pyramid schemes, they'll program you to argue against the people that are trying to protect you. A lot of the time it's your family that are trying to protect you from it, but they'll program you and they'll teach you how to argue with them, right? And so they kind of shoot the messenger. You get mad at the messenger if you're involved with a pyramid scheme. Instead of looking at it objectively, like, hey, this is my family, they're just trying to protect me, you just get super mad. Why? Is because your family's attacking your dreams in pyramid scheme, right? Like you have dreams of getting rich, that you're just going to get rich and ride off into the sunset with your pyramid scheme profits, you know, but it's never like that. Same thing with penny stocks, right? I say this about penny stocks a lot. Some people really genuinely just hate me. They hate me for this. They hate me for saying it. They dislike me saying it. They get mad. They desperately try to find things I say wrong or whatever it is. But understand, I have no reason to lie about this. It's just the truth. Most penny stocks, you're going to lose money in. Investing in penny stocks is a sucker's bet that new traders that get talked into it do. most penny stocks, a large majority of them will fail. You can day trade them and make money, but even that's very difficult to do. You can make money doing it, but it's still tough. But investing into sketchy penny stocks is a sucker's bet. And you might be able to make money maybe 1 out of every 10 times, but it's a sucker's bet. It really is. It's something that no big money really does it. If you look at big hedge funds, which are where the real investors are going to do it, none of them are really buying penny stocks. It's because they understand there's nothing that you can really do with them. You're gonna lose money. They're gonna go down over time. They're sensationalized. Even the due diligence that's out there for them is very hard to vet. It's very hard to figure out whether it's legitimate or not. And even if it is legit, it might do well in 10 years or something like that. It's just not worth doing. Even if you have a small account, you're gonna have a better time taking small amounts of money and putting them into blue chips than you're going to investing in terrible penny stock companies. It's just the truth. But it's like, you look at what's marketed to traders like Atlas and stuff like that. Oh, penny stocks, get rich. Yeah. The only people really making money in penny stocks are the influencers that are pumping them up and then dumping them on you, So that's the reality. SPY started to break highs again. Hopefully it does. It's at 383.75. So your Tesla back up over to 140s. AMC's pumping up today too. What's up, Murph? Reverse split increases your value money? No, it doesn't. Your money, your position in reverse splits remains exactly the same as it was prior to the split. The amount of money you've invested in the company remains exactly the same as prior to the split. The value of your shares remains exactly the same as prior to the split. Because again, you got 50 shares of CEI. Now you got 1 share of CEI. The value's the same. That's what it is. Like, the value remains the same. There's no difference. It's just a desperate move, especially a 50-to-1 split. To understand how bad that is, a 50-to-1 split is so rare because that is an incredibly desperate sign, right? Most of the time you see reverse splits, it's like 1 to 10. It's like a stock at 10 cents doing a 10-to-1 split, right? So a 10-to-1 split. A stock at 10 cents going from 10 cents to $1, right? You got 10 shares of a 10-cent stock. Now you got 1 share of $1 stock, right? To do a 50-to-1 split is such a big split that it's just a really desperate sign. SPY breaking highs at 383.70, starting to move up a little bit. Tesla's at 140.1, still under the VWAP here, but still moving. Again, we're really green in Disney. Disney broke the highs of yesterday. That's good to see. Google has been pushing up a little bit, still green over the last day or so. Again, Microsoft here is trying to do things. Apple is up there. John Sears' question, how to stop being a bag holder in penny stocks, bro? Well, the reality of it is you just don't buy penny stocks, dude. Yeah, it's new traders, Larry. The new traders are the only ones that think that reverse splits are a good thing. Again, it's because, a lot of people are bag holding these old penny stocks. And so they're so desperate for good news that, like, they look at the chart and they don't understand what a reverse split is. And so they're like, oh my gosh, it's time. It happened. I feel bad for them, though, because they're going to have to come back down to reality when they realize that it's actually the opposite. It's not a good sign. It's a really bad sign, and their value doesn't change unless people start selling from the news that they're having to do a 50-to-1 split. All right, guys. Yeah, we got about 35, 40 minutes. What's a penny stock, $1 or less? Really, I refer to penny stocks as mostly low float positions under $5 is kind of what most people are going to refer to penny stocks as, is low float under $1 stocks or under $5 stocks. Some people refer to them under $10. They're not referring to actual pennies, but most of the time they're just referring to low floats under $10, really. Again, most of them fail. I've just seen, and again, I have a unique perspective here, and I've said this before, but I see people come in here and pump up a specific stock and tell people that in a year or 2 years or 5 years that these stocks are going to be the next Tesla, the next Amazon, the next Google. They never are. They're always losing value. They're always going down, getting delisted, and going to pink sheets, and you never again. That's what they're always doing. They very rarely have I had somebody come into my room and say, hey, ABC penny stock is going to go crazy. It's going to do great. It's going to do great. It's going to do great long term. And then that stock actually does good long term. It's so rare. And I get a lot of traders doing a lot of it. SPY still breaking highs up to 384s. Tesla back over the VWAP here. Apple still pumping up. It's at 133.20s. Mullen is not any different. No, I'm probably going to piss some people off by saying this, but Mullen is a super sketchy, very difficult company to succeed. I think it's a little bit better. It's less obscure than some penny stocks, but it's at 22 cents a share. It's done really terrible. And again, here's the problem with Mullen. All right, I'll give you the good and bad for Mullen. Okay, the problem with Mullen is that it's an obscure EV company that nobody knows about outside of the stock market that does not have the consumer base to succeed, regardless of how good Mullen is. They don't have enough people that want to buy them. Like if you're going to buy an EV, you're not going to buy a Mullen unless you're just a fanboy of the stock because you're bag holding it, right? There's just not enough consumers for Mullen to succeed. A lot of these up and coming EV companies are probably going to fail. And so that's the problem with Mullen, number one. Number two is like when you look at the long-term chart, it's doing horrible. It's down from $6. It's at 22 cents now, 23 cents, right? And again, the traders that are usually the most optimistic about these are traders that are stuck in $5 or $6 a share, right? So if you bought Mullen at $4 a share, and now it's at 22 cents, of course, somebody asks you, hey, how's Mullen doing? Oh, that's the greatest stock ever, best EV company ever. It's different. Confirmation bias is really strong. Now that's the bad part about it, and I'm sorry to hear it. Don't hate me if I don't like Mullen. Again, we don't have to agree on everything if you're holding Mullen, guys. Now, the only other thing is that the battery technology is interesting in Mullen, and I think best case scenario is they get bought out. I think they get bought out by another company, best case scenario, which is fine. They get bought out, they might go up some good percentages, but I think that's best case. I don't think they're ever going to succeed as a standalone automobile company. I don't think there's any chance of that. But again, it's high risk, high reward, and maybe I'm just wrong. I'm sure everybody bag holding Mullen from $5 will tell me that, but is that really an objective thought? I don't think it is. Tesla pulling back to the VWAP here. SPY up to 383.80s. Yeah, I'm killing dreams with facts over here. I got to do it, man. Listen, I'm going to be real with you guys, man. Again, if y'all don't want me to talk about your company, then don't bring it up here because, I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion on it regardless of, I'm not going to pat y'all on the back and say, yeah, Mullen's great just to get your vote. Cheers to you guys. All right, guys, SPY looking great, man. Hey, let's see if the market keeps ripping here. And again, I'm holding Disney and Google right now. We're up nicely on our swings today too. We made money yesterday. We're up about 3 today. Here's our P&L on the day right now on swings on TOS. We were up about 270s, almost 300. Hey, let's let them keep riding, man. We're in Tesla right now. We bought the little dip, but we took profit into that pop, so. Still pumping up on the SPY here, so we are making some moves. Helped me with trading yesterday. We made money on trading yesterday, but you know what kind of helped me? Freaking Chart Prime. It really did. Like Chart Prime legitimately helped me, and I'll show you guys how. I need to get a dark screen on my laptop here, but. Yeah, so like, look, and it's not right about everything, but like, Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service, right? So what they do is, let's put this up. So Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service, right? So you can use this on stocks, crypto, forex, futures, all that different stuff. Again, trading view indicator service. They got a huge sale going on right now, but like, look how accurate this is. Okay, like, look, possible reversal down, drop. You made money on this possible reversal up sign. Look as well, possible reversal up, huge bounce. Possible reversal down, big drop. Possible reversal up here, really nice bounce. And honestly, you can use this on stocks, crypto, forex, futures. I can use it on like Tesla. You know, I can use it on crypto, Bitcoin, ETH. You know, you can use it on all this different stuff. And again, it's just really accurate. You know, it's not always. You see, I was wrong about that one, but it's just really accurate. If you look at this, let's find. Let me scroll back here. Gotta learn how to use TradingView. The real way to use this is like you can use them for the reversals up and down signals, like reversal down bounce, reversal up pop. But the real way to use them is, let me show you guys this. So you can add candlestick patterns. And so the real way to use this is when you find multiple showing up together at once, right? So if you can find multiple showing up, like if you can find a reversal down signal as well as a candlestick showing up at once, that's where the real money can be made here. Let's see if we can find it. Like here's a really good example. Okay, so here's the best example I can find, right? So here is Tesla. Look at all these signals showing up: bearish engulfing, bearish hammer, and possible reversal down. And then look at the huge drop you get afterwards. Again, you can automatically document support or resistance with this as well. You can put up chart patterns. So if you look at it like a longer term chart pattern, you can use it on like a 15-minute chart. Again, there's a huge sale going on right now. So if you ever thought about using Chart Prime, now's the time to do it. You can try it out for like $30-something a month, only for the next like few days here. But again, you can use it on a 15-minute chart. You can use it on a daily chart and see where the real edge is. Again, it's called Chart Prime. Check it out. They are a sponsor of mine. But again, you can use it to find an edge in the market, and the edge can be profound if you use it right. And so again, check it out. I will post this link. You can also find the link in the description if you haven't checked it out yet. Again, you can get 40% off right now. There's the link. Oh. chartprime.com/btrades. There's the link right there. We put it in chat. Check it out. You can also find the link in the description. They are a sponsor, so I'm definitely biased in their favor. Team, so I'm certainly biased, but yeah, check them out. Man, I can hear breakfast getting cooked in there. I want breakfast. I'm about to go in there and tell them I want breakfast. Deutsche Bank maintains Tesla as a buy. Do we really trust Deutsche though? Are you bullish today? I'm a little bit neutral today, man. I don't know what the market's going to do. I think we bounced back exactly like I said yesterday. But as for today, you know, we might be a little short-term extended on the upside now, except for maybe Tesla. Yeah. SPY at 353s. Tesla dipping down a little bit, but luckily we already took some money on it. We're still green in this one. We can just let it ride. I'm just gonna let it ride, see if we can pump up some more. Tesla just got really hit over the last few days. Yeah, I'm not home right now. I don't want to be specific about where. I'm just not home right now, guys. CPI for December will be higher than expected. Maybe. We're not going to know that until early January, mid-January, really. January 13th, 14th. Let me see what the next CPI report is. I think it's going to be January 12th, right? So we're not going to know until early January, yeah. There's Google pumping up there, almost up to the highs again. Or Disney, I mean. Google is up there too. Almost at $90 a share. AMC's been ripping up, so we'll hold that. John, give us a holiday beginner trading data release. Bro, we already had Canadian CPI. Today we got CB consumer confidence. Tomorrow we've got GDP. Friday we have PCE, which are all pretty big releases here. So we're going to cover them like we do. I mean, I don't know if he's trolling. It might be higher than expected. He's just a bear. It's not really a troll, I would say. Raphael, he's probably just bearish, man. Bears are okay. I'm bearish sometimes. I should have held my Build-A-Bear put options. You know, shorting the galactic Build-A-Bear empire. I would have made money, you know. But it's all good. All right, guys, we got 25 minutes. Let me make sure I got Quant Tower up here. Let's extract it. What made you short Build-A-Bear? Somebody recommended it here, and I only bought a couple bundles, but it was the right move. Build-A-Bear I would have made money on. It's not really like, I don't really take longer-term put options, though, very often. But I thought Build-A-Bear was extended on the upside, and I think it would have been right. Let me look at it now. Yeah, I would have made money on it, but it's all right. Like I said, I'm not really... I barely lost anything on it, and so it's all good. You know? Is there any big data drops the last week of the year? So you mean next week? I can check. Hold on. Let me check for you, bro. I got you. Hold on. All right. So are there any big data releases next week? So Monday, December 26th is closed. Okay, so Monday the market's closed. Tuesday the market's closed as well? No. Okay. All right, so next Tuesday we've got the Case-Shiller, the house price index, retail inventories, core retail inventories, good trades balance, S&P, HPI composite. So, I mean, we got some stuff there. None of it's really big, but we got some stuff dropping that day. Wednesday of next week, we've got pending home sales drop at 10. That'll be relevant. We'll watch that. So pending home sales at 10 next week. Thursday, we got nothing. No, next week's kind of one of the slowest weeks of the year, to be honest. Yeah, I don't see anything really next week. We can check earnings reports. The market itself is pretty slow. Next week will be one of the slower weeks. Let me check for earnings. All right, so Monday the market's closed. Tuesday. Nothing Tuesday. Wednesday. Yeah, it looks like next week's going to be really slow. The New Year week. I don't really see much. Yeah, it's okay though, because January starting next week, they're starting next month. You know, we start to heat up a little bit next month. We got earnings season starting next month. A lot of stuff happening, so. Market watch calendar is pretty solid. All right, market started to turn a little bit. still a really green day, and we're just going to be patient with everything. Tesla bouncing up a little bit. This week will be pretty big, though. We got some stuff coming out. We bounce at the VWAP and the 200 EMA for the SPY. All right, guys. Yeah, I don't mind the market being closed Monday. It's a little break. This week kind of finishes the week out strong. We got Thursday and Friday. So we got some stuff coming out, but FedEx, yeah, I mean, FedEx had an earnings beat. It wasn't a huge beat for FedEx, but like they did beat in their earnings. They did better than expected. 174s. All right, guys. So let me get this pulled up. FedEx is kind of ripping up some. Hopefully that drags the market up some, man. All right, team. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to do one thing real quick. We got the opening bell at about 19 minutes. 19 minutes. Here we go. Bear with me, guys. Just logging into stuff here so I can do my Top Step futures trading today on this new computer. All right, guys. Look at FedEx break highs here. It's probably dragging the market up at least a little bit So other stocks outside of tech are leading the market here. You can see the Q on the right, which is a little bit more tech-based. It is not doing as good as the SPY here. Look at FedEx pop, though. So FedEx is running good. All right, let's get ready to trade, team. There we go. We want the give me HH3, I think. Oh wait, I muted the music somehow. What? No data. No data. What? Trading is locked. Why? Oh, let me unlock data. Okay, there we go. Let me put a new screen up here. Bear with me, guys. There we go. We logged in. You're in there with top stuff. There we go. We should be good now. Let's see if this will work now, too. Regular E-mini up. Alright, so as my data is loading, sometimes it takes a little long to load on a new computer, so we're just going to get ready. Let me know how the market's doing, guys. Bear with me. Let me know how the market does. Save this setup here. Get my trades up. We had a pretty good day yesterday. Made a little bit of money. There we go. We are nice and fresh here. All right, guys. Let's do this. Oh, that's my boy Rue. Hey, what's up, Lane? We got my little baby puppy, man. He's getting old. He's like 8 right now. But let's put a little volume weighted average price on this chart. Bro. Are you really? What are you doing? What? Does anybody see this? Look, what am I supposed to do here? I can click that, it goes away. I just want the VWAP. Okay, we're gonna try a different one. What the heck is going on here? Okay. There we go. Sheesh, man. Shouldn't have been so much trouble. What the heck? I don't want the extensions. No, we just want this. There. That's all we want. Where's my VWAP? Okay. Where's the VWAP? It's not here. Okay, whatever. I'm just being weird. I guess we're not going to have VWAP on our charts today. And it's by right around volume weighted average price area. Yeah, I'll be right back, man. I want some food, bro. Nobody's gonna bring me food today. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. I don't know. There's no way to turn this on. I think indicators everywhere. I could add the 200 EMA, which is what I'm. And so the EMA worked. I just got to calculate it to be 200. And that's fine. The 200 EMA is similar to the VWAP. You can see exactly where we're bouncing up here is right around the 200 EMA. Look at that. So it popped up right at that level. That's why we use it, man. The EMA is just, important. I pop it up a little bit. FedEx is still rising up here, guys. We got 10 minutes. FedEx all the way back up to 176. What's Tesla doing? I haven't even looked at Tesla lately. Tesla's still down. I mean, luckily we bought Tesla, just to put it in perspective. We bought Tesla with an average price of 140.07, but we cut so much of it off. So we already, made so much money. It went all the way up to almost 142, 141.20s. And so we made so much money from that. We took a large majority of the position off. And now we're sitting on a minority position, but still green in the trade. And so we'll let it ride. I mean, we'll give it the chance to go up a little bit more. Give a fork. No, that's all right. I don't need one. Ooh, thank you. You said that word. Love you. Thank you. All right. I got my food, guys. Cinnamon rolls. Like I said, bear with me for a second. Bacon. Yeah, it's definitely crispy. No, I mean, I didn't make it. They made it for my kids. The cinnamon rolls are hot. They're good though. Yeah, I know the best way to cook bacon is in the oven. I learned it from working at restaurants that you had to cook breakfast food in. I used to work at the Marriott
and during the morning breakfast thing, I was mostly a bartender at the Marriott, but there were a few shifts I took in the morning where I had to cook breakfast. And one of the ways you do it is you take a pan and you put like 20 strips of bacon on it, and you throw it in the oven for like 20 minutes. It cooks the best bacon, super easy. You don't have to flip it or do anything like that. You just oven cook it for like 20 minutes. Best bacon ever. Easy. You can cook bulk bacon very quickly that way without needing to cook it over a pot or over a pan. Works really well. Easiest way to cook it. And it's the most consistent way to cook it too. Anyways, market's bouncing right at that 200 EMA level. So right at that 200 EMA. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm hungry, man. I have to eat in the morning. If I don't eat in the morning, I'm all grouchy. So it's probably good for my trading anyway. Get my food in, get my calories in before. I'm the top 300 hungriest traders in the world right now. FedEx finally pulling back some, but look at the SPY bounce. You see me put the 200 EMA up, and then you look at exactly where we bounce, right? Like down to the very cent. Look at that. So I'm not bringing the 200 EMA up for nothing. Very relevant level. All right, guys. So we're done eating. So we're pulling back to the 200 EMA again, but we bounced right off of that level. So we see we actually hold. This is the E-mini, the micro E-mini. It is a contract in futures. Basically, it is the futures version of the S&P 500. And again, you can day trade in the futures market with no PDT restrictions. You can day trade and short in futures with no PDT restrictions. And basically, the micro E-mini and the E-mini is the S&P 500. And that's what all the major market activity influences the S&P 500. It's what the SPY is the S&P 500. It's the same price action. And so if you watch me day trade the SPY or Tesla, you can essentially do the same thing in the futures market without restriction in the PDT rule. So you can day trade short with a margin account without being restricted by the PDT. I'm actually going to buy up a little bit right here. I think this is a strong sign. Oh no, this is a practice account. Ooh, luckily I switched it, man. I caught it. Yes. I'm going to add another contract too. I'll show it again. There we go. But yeah, this is essentially the futures market, and there's no PDT rule in futures. This is on a platform called Quant Tower, but I'm on Top Step right now. So I'm in a funded account program. So my TOS account's got about 150,000 in buying power that I use regularly. I day trade and do all that stuff on Thinkorswim. It's got about 150K, a little bit less than 150K in buying power. About a $40,000 equity account. This is a funded account program in futures though. So this is me trying to get funded. So what they do in this funded account program is they give you a demo. If you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between 50 to 150,000 with a 90% split, regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, kind of like a prop firm. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. And it's just a great middle ground. Like if you don't have, like I said, I don't really need to get funded. Which, explains why I don't have a huge sense and they're like, we're trying to get funded, but it's really a challenge that's building me into a better trader. But regardless of whether you get funded or not, it makes you a better trader, in my opinion. It conditions you to be a better trader. It teaches you how to follow rules. It gives you some pressure. And the futures market can go against you incredibly fast. And so for new futures traders, if you want to try out futures, the base package on Top Step's less than $150 a month, right? So it gives you some pressure, but it's not the full extent. And then really they test you. You could potentially get funded, but even if you don't, it's going to make you a better trader, in my opinion, right? And so that's what Top Step's all about. And it just makes sense for new traders to try this out first and putting up, like if I were you, I wouldn't put up 10K yourself in futures without at least trying something like this in the futures market first, because if not, again, futures can go in against you very, very fast. They can get really risky. And so doing something like this and testing it out and seeing if you can maybe get funded first before you put up and risk your own money makes a ton of sense. But again, there's no PDT rule in futures, so you can day trade short. So we got 2 contracts here of the micro E-mini is what this is called. We're going to give it some time, see if we can get a little green trade in here. I like the little dip. We put in a higher low and some down wicks. All right, we cut half of that. Go ahead and get out the rest. Just made about a little bit under 14 or about $15, $15 there. So we're gonna wait and let the opening bell happen in less than a minute. Opening bell's in about 20 seconds. Hey, thank you, West. I've been sponsored by them for a few months now, just a couple months. I've been using them off and on, played around with their funded account programs prior to getting sponsored, but I never actually took it seriously because, again, like nothing. There's the opening bell, guys. So there's the opening bell. But yeah, my TOS account has got 40K. I can buy the SPY directly myself personally, but most people aren't going to be able to do that, I'm getting a lot of red at the opening bell, guys. Getting a lot of red. We'll let things stabilize, see if we can hold up a little bit here and do a Sorry, my computer internet is a little sketch, so bear with me. We're getting everything back up and running. We are back. We'll see how we run here. Let me see if we can get connected back up again for Top Step. How are we doing? Let me know how the lag is. Might be better to just switch. Here, I'm going to try switching this. I don't know how good my phone's going to be able to run here. All right, that's better. All right, we're back. We should be doing a little bit better here. Market's falling down some. All right, getting a little pullback, which is not really unexpected after yesterday's big crazy move up. We're going to short a little bit. See if we can write a short down. Try to be patient here. The market's starting to rebound back up, though. I don't want to get stuck in this a huge rally here. I do like that sign. All right, we're going to take 2 contracts, maybe a little bit risky here. And just be ready to cut this if we need to. Yeah, we're going to cut that. This is too strong. So little loss at the opening bell. Took a little swing to see if we reject it, but the whole market's starting to reverse back up. Disney's back up. Google's popping back up a little bit. So we'll give it some time. We'll also short back into the weakness if we get it. I like that upwick, actually. So we're going to short back into that. See if we get a little flush back down, which we're kind of starting to. I'm going to pull up a SPY chart. Let me see. Here we go. Got some weakness rolling through, and we're up a little bit here. Trying to play the range. We're going to give it a second here, though. I'm not going to cut this yet. There we go. Disney looks really good right now. What's Tesla doing? Is Tesla what's dragging this down? I see big drops. Wow. All right, we covered half. Are we back up yet? Okay, yeah, we're back up. All right, so made about 25 bucks. I'll break even on the day right now. We might be down like $10 or something. Yeah, so what's dragging the market down so much? Maybe Google? Disney's actually doing okay right now. Short a little bit more into the little pop. All right, so we're getting a big bounce back. We're going to cut that and take a little minor loss and let the market test here. What's dropping big? The SPY is still red on the day. And Larry, I mean, I don't know how many times we got to go over this. What I'm referencing is obviously after the opening bell, man. You do the same thing every time. What's the purpose of that, man? You know what I'm talking about, dude. What's dragging the market down at the opening bell is what I mean. Like, what stocks are red at the open? Hey, thank you, Future. Yeah, we might short into this little pop. We'll see. Hey, where'd it go? Okay, there it is. All right, we got it. PayPal. Okay, what else is red? All right, so we got some big upwicks here. We'll short a little bit more into it. All right, market testing the volume weighted average pricing. We got 2 contracts here. We could add a little bit more. All right, so there's 3. Break even on the trade so far. Tesla is really what's breaking down. See, that's all I was worried about. I mean, luckily, I think we're still green. Yeah, we're actually still green in our trade for Tesla, believe it or not. But I'm not really comfortable in it. I mean, we're going to have to cut it pretty fast eventually. Getting a lot of upwicks and downwicks in the market right now, though. So I'm going to prepare to cut this if I need to. Just in case we start to run up more than I really like. SPY looks a little bit too strong for my taste here. My market's starting to bounce all the way back here. All right, market's starting to do a complete reversal on the upside here, starting to test highs. He's ripping up too, man. I didn't even see Disney. Good. Tesla's starting to finally bounce back as well. So the market's reversing, pulling a red to green move. All right, so we're kind of we're halting our trading. We had some green trades, some red trades. We're down a little bit. I would say maybe like $40. But again, we're gonna wait. We got a U-shaped breakout pattern on the upside, and that's good. I'd rather the market go up and me even be wrong here than the market go down. Just because I got some swing trades that I'd rather go up anyway. You know, so even if I lose on a day trading basis, better to just make my money. Everything kind of pulling a red to green move. Disney, Google. We'll look to buy a pullback now. Yeah, how's CEI is doing? This super strong stock at the open. Like I said, most of the time stocks lose value on reverse splits because everybody understands what a 50 to 1 reverse split means. It means weakness. But who knew? All right, we got the dip. Oh, I know. I just bought 3 contracts. I did not that much. Yeah, all right. Might actually work for us. Right at the 200 EMA right now. You're pretty flat here. We start to really dump under this, though. I'll have to cut it. I really didn't mean to buy this much. I mean, I'll take the trade now that I'm in it, but gonna have to start getting better positional sizing here. All right, starting to try to rip back up. Let's see if we do. Flat here on this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut this. Luckily, we cut most of it just now, and we got a little baby loss there. Could be worse, but chop. Sideways action on everything. All right, so yeah, SPY started to break down. We'll short again if the market bounces back up. But again, we're kind of in a choppy territory, so we need to be a little bit more selective with how we're trading right now, I think. Kind of a neutral market, though. We'll short if we get a bounce up, but it's going to be small. We're going to scale back down to small size here. See if we get rejections. See, now we're right back up, man. What a weird market. Not really weird. It's just neutral. Luckily, we took 1 contract here. Yeah, big confirmation and just choppiness. I mean, it's good the market's going back up. Disney's bouncing up a little bit. Let's see if Google can get back up there too. But yeah, we're taking small size down a little bit. We'll take some swings once we get a trend. Choppy rally, yeah. Also, guys, remember in 15 minutes we got the CB consumer confidence data coming out, so that'll be interesting. We'll cover that too. Kind of sitting clean here, waiting for something, guys. What do you guys think we're going to do? We're right in the neutral right now. Do you think we're going to go green or red today? Green or red today, guys? Let me know what you think. Green, 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 red. Mostly the people think we're going to go green. I hope we all are right, man. I hope we do. Disney, SPY, ripping back up. Google starting to climb up too. So, hey. We might have lost a little bit on our day trade so far, but, you know, I want blue chips to come back up, and that's exactly what we're getting here. So hopefully we just keep getting these rises. We got this range too that we can identify now, which are usually kind of the silver lining of having these trends, is you get these little ranges that show up. Like you can see the opening range here. So how impactful is the news? It's not super impactful. It'll move a little bit, but I don't know, Julie. Again, I would, again, AMC, it's a movie theater company, you know? I mean, I don't know what else to really say about it. It's all right. I'm in AMC right now, but like, I stopped looking for some parabolic squeeze a long time ago. And you got to, at a certain point, you got to just look at it and say, okay, well, most of the influencers that told you guys that AMC was going to hit 1,000 and go to the moon, well, just lied to you, you know, to build a following is what they did, unfortunately. It is what it is. But like, that's kind of what went down. And so anytime I hear somebody talk about AMC squeeze, AMC 500 million in the float, 20% short float, just not really the market structure that you would want for a big parabolic squeeze. Tesla bouncing? Is it really? I'm still holding Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's starting to creep back out. That's good. And we're green on it. Very neutral market right now. We're completely choppy. Disney's looking solid since the opening bell, though. Disney's trending nicely on the upside. Yeah, and unfortunately, I've been saying the same thing this whole time. I've been telling people, like, you know, it's a weird nuance of, like, they get talked into buying AMC by like an AMC YouTuber. AMC goes down huge percentages. It's years later, and it still hasn't made a parabolic squeeze, yet they defend the person that basically lied to them. You know, and it's like anybody that tries to warn them, like, hey, that person was just building a following off of y'all's back. Anytime somebody tries to warn them, they get mad at the person. They get mad at the messenger instead of the person that misleaded them into it. You know? It's weird. But again, it's kind of going back to like that. If you try to talk somebody out of a pyramid scheme or multi-level marketing, they usually get mad at you, not the person scamming them. You know, same thing. All right, market's pumping. Hey. Disney up, SPY up, Tesla up. Hey, you love to see it. We'll see if we buy a dip here. But again, we're going to start it off slow, and then once we get some confirmation in the trend, then we'll take a little bit heavier size. Hey, look at Disney pop. You love to see it. All right, so a little small starter size, 2 contracts. See if we get ripped back up and go in this upward trend. Now we got 2 contracts. Choppy. So half off. What? They didn't give me any profit for that? That's the fill they gave me, bro? What? Are you serious right now, bro? What the hell was that? Dude, I took like 3 contracts, wrote it up. Did I short? Oh, dude, I must have shorted accidentally. Oh, I'm dumb. Ah, man. That's my fault. I'm an idiot. That's what this really is. Now, at least the market's running up. But, like, dude, I went on the long side. I'm so used to shorting. I only went short. Yeah, hey, I'm glad to see the climb, though. I mean, listen, I might be wrong, but I'm happy to see it run. You know, like I really am. Good for it. I'm in Tesla, I'm in Google right now. So, hey, as much as I missed out on my trade would have been beautiful. I bought it right here, literally right here. Would have wrote it up, but that's okay. We're making so much from our swing trades right now that it doesn't really matter that much. You know, we're so green in our swings that, like, even if we lose money on this, we're still happy, you know. Did I long? Well, then what the heck happened if I went long there? Oh, I made money. I don't know why it said that. I actually made money on that trade. I was down much more than that. And so I made $26. This is a weird glitch in the programming. So my graph actually shows that I made money on that trade. Hey, all right, cool, man. I was about to say, bro, I was about to get mad. You know. All right, huge pump. We're going to start adding on a pullback here. 1, 2 contracts. I'm seeing some weird like glitch on like reflecting the P&L, but that's okay. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. It might be my internet. My internet's not good right now. All right, we got 3 contracts. Buying this big dip. Hope we don't keep dipping, but I think this dip buy is nice. We're right around highs of the day, and we can take a size here and take 4 contracts and see if we can pop up. All right, and 4 contracts, about break even. And try to let it stabilize a little bit first. Slightly green. There we go. Starting to pop higher. Bro, what the heck is going on, dude? Why does my P&L say this? Like, I'm actually making money. Like, here's my P&L on the day right now. And so you can see these last 2 trades, we're actually making money here. But why is it, for whatever reason, it's just reflecting strange is what this is. Like, this is just reflecting strange. That trade was a beautiful trade. Luckily, we're only down about $30 on the day now. You can see my graph is actually going up. I have no idea why it's showing up like this in my gross P&L. But again, we're making money. It looks like it's backwards, but that's okay. For whatever reason, that's acting strange. And then again, here's my actual swing trades on the day. You know, we were up a little bit more in pre-market, but right now we are up $226. So not bad. We'll look to maybe buy another couple contracts here in the futures. 8 minutes. Eight minutes. Slightly green now. Beautiful little rip. I said that locked in, but even here, look at my gross P&L. That's so strange, man. Yeah, so we made money there too. Less, but we made money there. I'll take 3 contracts here. Could add more, but I think I'm just going to wait. Kind of a break-even day right now. All right, so that's the last add I'm going to do there. There's 5 contracts. Why is it 5? I thought it was 4. All right, so we're going to let this level hold here at the top of that previous range, but kind of going back. We're building up a little bit of cushion, and then we're taking some swings and then losing and then coming right back down. I'll give the SPY some time, though, and let it try to bounce here. It still looks like a strong move on the SPY, but I think I got to be a little bit more patient now that I'm in this. And we made money yesterday, so, we got a little cushion on the week so far. There's a big pop right back up. I could add some more to it and get a clean 6. All right, so there we go. We got 6 contracts. Got some downward pressure or upward pressure once we broke that level, but I definitely don't want to see this come all the way back to the 200 EMA. That's not what we want here. I'm getting very close to having to cut it, though. Where's my coffee at? There it is. I mean, the trend looks good here. I mean, I would probably buy this dip if I could, but I'm not going to add any more to it. All right, so there's some upward pressure. We just got to see if it comes back to the top of that range. There's a little bounce and then a correction. Even this trade is still small. We're down like 60 bucks in there. So we still got some time to let this work. It's a longer term range play. I'd like to see it come all the way back up here. It can't break down too much though. If it breaks down too much, we'll have to cut it. Oof. All right, so we're gonna have to cut that. And yeah, we just lost a little bit. The market's super choppy, so we're gonna slow it down. I mean, we made money yesterday. But if the market's choppy, there's just nothing we can really do about it. There's not really any range to take advantage of if it is choppy, and that's exactly what we got. It's going to be a lower volume week this week anyway. For those asking what stock this is the Micro E Mini. It's the Mini S&P 500 is what this is. We also have some data dropping in 4 minutes. Hopefully that'll give us a good trend. Yeah, I mean, the market's going up and down right now. If you look at the SPY, it's up and down and up and down. Disney's still green, decently in the green. Something else is dragging the market, though. Google just broke down here, unfortunately. Tesla's still technically over the volume weighted average price. Hey, nice Billy. Hey, good luck, dude. Saying he's on vacation at the moment. Like I said, man, tax harvesting is going to be a thing, right? So with tax harvesting, you got to be careful because people might be cutting their positions. It's something weary of selling their losses, especially in a bear market for the end of the year for tax purposes. Yeah. Do y'all think we're gonna get a Santa rally? All right, guys. We got the consumer confidence data dropping in. I'm not gonna trade anymore until we get to 9 a.m. Don't quit your job, Flavio. Don't quit your job, dude. You always get people that are quitting your job. Trading is about learning how to perform under pressure. We made money yesterday. Today we're losing money. And so it's very swingy. You should almost never quit your job. Okay. Again, the only justifiable way to quit your job is if you put in a year plus of consistent profits. You might make money in 3 weeks or in a month. That is not near the sample size you need to quit your job, bro. Don't quit your job. Trust me, man. Just please don't. You're going to be more disheartened afterwards, I promise. And then it's going to be so your wins and losses, you're going to be eyeing those wins and losses like a hawk, so desperate not to lose money. So just, again, don't quit your job. All right, guys. CB consumer confidence is set to drop in less than 2 minutes. Expectations for consumer confidence for December is at 101. 101. The consumer confidence measures the level of confidence consumers have in the economy. When consumers are optimistic, they tend to spend more, which increases consumption and overall economic growth. This one is a little bit more nuanced than I'm used to, because good might be bad and bad might be good, but good might also be good and bad might also be bad. Again, we don't really know. 101 is what the consumer confidence expectations are. And so we'll see if this pops the market up or down. We also have existing home sales for November dropping. Expectations are for 4.2 million for existing home sales, 4.2 million. And so again, it measures the change in the annualized number of existing residential buildings that were sold during the previous month. It helps to gauge the strength of the housing market. 4.2 million existing home sales is what's expected for November. And again, this data drops in less than a minute, about 40 seconds. Again, we'll cover it as soon as it drops, show you guys what it is. All right, 40 seconds, 40 seconds. All right, here's the data coming out. All right, so consumer confidence came in at 108.3, a much higher than expected reading. 108.3. Existing home sales came in less than expected at 4.09 versus 4.2 million. It's causing a massive boost in the market. Consumers are more optimistic, which is causing the market to go up, as well as existing home sales came in lower than expected. Going to be seen as a positive as well here. We'll put these numbers up on screen so you can see it. Make sure to hit the sub button, guys. We do this live for free every day. But we are getting an influx in movement after this data here. There's consumer confidence right there. Put that up on screen, and then we'll put also the home sales number, which also just showed up, which is, again, it came in at 4.09 versus 4.2 million expected, so less than expected for home sales, which is, again, probably going to be seen as a positive in an inflationary market. Bear with me. Accidentally deleted the post. Consumer confidence came in higher than expected. There you go. That is the full post right there, guys. If you want to gauge it, big influx of upward movement in the market right now, which is good to see. SPY moving up. Might buy this dip. Oh no, I just bought 6 shares, dude. I keep doing this today. It might not be my day to do this. Okay. I mean, we just made a little bit. That's fine. We'll take it, I guess. Sometimes luck is better than skill, guys. All right. Well, that's good. Just made, I don't know. It's hard to gauge how much I made here. We made about $30 there. So that's nice. SPY is pumping, though, guys. Look at the market rip here on this data. They love the consumer confidence data. It is flying up. Disney moving back up, too. Where are you getting this data so fast? I would never tell. Never tell. Ooh. Are you scared of the Mets yet, bro? The Mets ain't got nothing on the Astros, bro. They got old Verlander. And I like Verlander. He was an Astro, of course. But, like, I'm not scared of the Mets yet. DeGrom, they lost Jacob DeGrom. If I had to pick one, DeGrom or Verlander, I'm picking DeGrom every time. I like Verlander, but Jacob DeGrom is just much better. Much better. So, you know, they can have Verlander. But who I'm really scared of is the Padres. The Padres are scary right now, bro. Who? Pat? data was definitely not negative. Caused a big pop in the market. SPY ripped up at 385s right now. Yo, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the notification bell. We certainly appreciate it. If you haven't yet, do it now. It feels really good to ban scammers. It really does. You get so many scammers in the comments section saying, do this, do that. It just feels really good to just ban them. So join my Telegram, WhatsApp. And so we bought this dip. Two contracts here. Market is so choppy today, man. I guess it makes sense. You know, tomorrow will be a little bit better. I mean, we got GDP data tomorrow. Who's scammers in chat, man? What are you talking about? I ban scammers all the time. Look at this data, bro. Look at this. It literally says I lost $155 from this trade. Bro, weird, man. Like, look at this, dude. Why is it saying that? I didn't even have 6 contracts, dude. Something's glitchy here. I mean, we're not down much on the day anymore either. We've been kind of making money, but man, why does it say that? It's not even right. It's like super wrong, man. It's hard to gauge how much I'm making right now because I'm making money on that trade for sure. I have on my profit graph, my graph went up, but like for whatever, like it'll be like, yeah, you're up $30, $40. Take profit down 155. You know, it's really hard to gauge how much I'm actually making. This might be a double top here, though. I'll probably have to cut this fast, but I hope I'm wrong. Oh, this is my internet glitching out, maybe. Okay, we just made money there, too. Probably has to do with my internet. I'm gonna have to go get like a 30-foot Ethernet cord. All right, we're back, guys. My bad. It's my internet going out is what it is. Market looks good. That's good, I guess. The internet where I'm at is just not the best, guys. So my bad. Can you guys hear me? Are we lagging right now? Or are we good? We're lagging. Yeah. Yeah, we're lagging a little bit. It's all right. Market's pumping up. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, internet's already in Christmas mode. Yeah, I can see what it's lagging. It's not doing that bad right now. but it's getting bad, you know. Little split seconds. We lag and then it comes back. Yeah, y'all can hear me. We're all right. Holidays travel, guys. Holidays travel. Market's plied up, though. So, I mean, regardless of the lag here, I got to be optimistic in the market because the market looks good. Great movement here. Good to see. Google all the way back to green on the day. Disney pumping up. SPY moving up. So, hey, you love to see it. Let's see if it continues here. Good day for me. All right, guys. So yeah, a little bit of a choppy day in my book for for my stream. But again, if you guys want to test yourself as a trader, if you're at that middle range where it's like you don't know if you're ready to take some swings, or you don't really know if it's time for you to take some swings in the market, try out the futures market with a funded account program like Top Step. It really is a great way to test yourself. It's less than $150 for a base package. You can trade the E-mini, the micro E-mini, which is essentially the SPY or the S&P 500. Like that's what you're trading. No PDT rule in futures. You can day trade and short. And Top Step is a funded account program, so they give you a demo. If you can hit their target on the demo while following their rules and conditions and you pass both of their phases, then they fund you $50,000 all the way up to $150K. And this is a legitimate funding regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And you can see their numbers. They pay out millions of dollars to their funded traders every single year. They fund thousands of traders a year. And this is not just in funding. This is actual withdrawals from their funded traders. Again, millions of dollars every year. They fund thousands. Once you're funded, if you can get funded, there's a 90% split. So you get to keep 90% of your profit once you're funded. Even if you don't get funded, it's going to build you into a better trader. And it's a great challenge for yourself as a trader. So if you're one of those traders that don't know if you're ready to put up some size in the markets, try a funded account program. If you lose, you're down $150. You can reset for $100 and try again. You get 20% off for using my link. They are a great sponsor of my channel, super reliable as a sponsor as well. And again, the most legit funded program in the world right now. So if you want to check it out, here is the link. Great way to help support your boy here. Support the channel. We got the link up right there. This is check out Top Step, get 20% off. There is the link. Again, they are a sponsor. I'm definitely biased in their favor, but a great way to help support the channel. What did Carnival do for their earnings report? Tesla, we're up again too, so we're just chilling on Tesla right now too. CCL is ripping up, man. Carnival Cruise did great. Google breaking highs too, so good day for my swings. We'll let the market keep ripping. Good. All right, so our internet's starting to stabilize a little bit. That's good. See Disney all the way up to 87.5. Kind of going back and forth here. I'm not really confident enough in any of these moves right now in the market to really like them. We need to pull back a little bit more on the SPY for me to take any positions here, I think. How you guys doing today? Red or green, guys? Red or green right now? I kind of want to buy this dip, but I think I'm just going to wait. Buy this dip here. Part of me wants to, but like, I don't know. All right, so we are getting a little bit of a bounce here. Hey, what's up, David? Yeah, guys, I'm going to go hang out, team. It's a little bit of a slow day for me. Y'all check out Chart Prime, though. Again, check out Top Step. Top Step, a great way to test yourself as a trader. Again, the base package is less than $150 a month. Even if you don't get funded, it's actually an amazing test for traders. It really does test your skill in an amazing way. And if you can prove yourself to them, they will fund you. You'll get a 90% split. So if you take that funded account and you turn it into, and you make 20K with it, you keep 18K, which is 90%. They keep 2K since they're funding you that money. They're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals from their funded traders every year. They pay out, they fund thousands of traders a year in 130, 120 plus countries, I think. The most legit funded account program in the world. They're kind of who everybody else copies off of, and they've been around for over a decade. There's no PDT in futures. Check them out. You can find the link to them in the description if you want to check out Top Step. Also, check out Chart Prime, guys. Chart Prime, really useful service. If you look at Chart Prime here, let's pull it up. Really useful service. I mean, here's Chart Prime right here. And again, just look at how accurate they are too. Like, I do use this with my trading a ton. Like, look, possible reversal up and bullish hammer, huge bounce, possible reversal up, huge bounce, bearish engulfing candle, big drop, possible reversal up, big bounce. And you can keep scrolling back and see how kind of accurate they are. Again, the real edge with this, like, look, bearish hammer candle, big drop. All these three show up at once. The real edge is when multiple show up at once. And if we make this a little bit sharper, you can kind of see you got a nice little 10, 15 minutes of bull action afterwards. A bunch of bearish engulfing candles, nice little drops, and then this one called the bounce. It called the very top of this here, and you got some drops. And again, I can keep going back and show you some examples of it, but just a really useful service. It automatically documents support and resistance. If you zoom out here, it also shows you chart patterns as well. Like, it'll show you where the top is, and even on today's action right here, like, look at today's action. It literally called the bottom right here, possible reversal up and bullish engulfing candle, and a huge bounce. It called the top right here too, and so you can use it a ton with your trading with momentum. It's called Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service. Again, right now they have a thing where you get 40% off right now, so you get Chart Prime for very cheap. You get it for less than $30 a month, or less than $40 a month right now for Chart Prime. So very, very cheap. Again, you can check out the link for that as well if you want to check them out too. I also put the link in the description as well if you want to help support your boy here and support this channel for Chart Prime. And yeah, guys, love you all. Y'all stay safe. We will see you guys a little bit later, okay? Y'all have a safe holiday. We'll be back tomorrow. We got GDP data dropping tomorrow, guys. GDP data does drop tomorrow, so y'all be ready for that, okay? That'll influence markets a lot more than any of today's data. We'll have our internet fixed by tomorrow. I guarantee it. And yeah, love you all. Y'all stay safe. Thank you, Tiny. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day, guys.